Okay, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we, yeah. I got the city on my shoulder, straight to the top, yeah. I told you I never drop what I'm holding, yeah. I got the team with me, we gotta go and we on a roll, so we never see defeat. Yeah, lights still shine even when the world's dark, and I still stride even when it gets harder. We stayed steady since the day that we started. No, we ain't stopping, I know we got it. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now.
Tryna see your hand out. No free bees, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the product in store I'm playing. I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse, yeah. You just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus, you not gonna shoot. I'm watching you do the cam base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time, I got my watch in the booth, yeah. They be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching fools every stance like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off, yeah. It's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need contentment. Y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question how you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to steward a blessing. You can't do it. You don't want a dream chase. You don't put your hands to it. You know the circle strong. 4th and 40 got a pun. No, I don't do what I want. I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing. I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the jugular, mate. The one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift. I ain't doing free shows. You can call me here again. You can call me what you want. It's really absurd. Just because you're the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I am worth. Woo.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No free bees, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's when you really gon' need me.
we go. At the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand, like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I see the Mafia already going nuts in chat. Guys, we are starting to get a little bit of a move to the downside. Nothing to be alarmed about, but as you guys know, we were looking at some stuff on the charts, some key levels of resistance, and some other bearish signals on multiple other things that we were looking at for some potential moves to the downside. So we're going to cover this move down, guys. Is this just a little corrective move before we get another bounce to the upside, targeting that $46,000 level? Or is this the start of something much bigger? We're going to be covering all that in tonight's live stream. Look at that. Shout out to Traders Reality. Shout out to Tino. What is going on, my dude? Thank you for being here. I believe they rated us. So shout out to Tino. I really appreciate you guys rating us. Guys, go check out Traders Reality. If you guys are, if you guys aren't getting enough sauce here and you want to double up, go grab some fire information on the Traders Reality YouTube channel. Go check out Tino. He's got some amazing content out there. One of the highest quality trading YouTubers. I would go ahead and reach out to say that. But also, I will say this. One of the most entertaining and one of the funniest guys out there. So shout out to Tino. Also a really good dude. We love them over at Traders Reality. So shout out to Tino and our boy Mike. Thank you for that raid, guys. And like I said, go check out Traders Reality's YouTube channel. Some really, really fire content. So, and shout out to the Pattern Watchers if you guys are in here. Thanks for hanging out with the Candle Mafia. Two amazing communities in the space. But guys, we're going to be talking about this move to the downside, and we're going to be talking more specifically about the key levels of support that we need to be watching below us, and how likely it is to get a little bit more of a move to the downside, or if we could start looking for longs. Now, I also want to take a look at Ethereum today specifically, because we were looking at a very specific level of resistance on ETH, waiting for price to come up there and get a little bit of a rejection, and ETH did it again. It did what we told it to, so shout out to Ethereum. But, guys, yeah, there we go. Shout out to Traders Reality. Pattern Watchers checking in. Let's get it. Oh, my God. You guys did. Okay, they just rated us right now. So shout out to Tino. Thank you guys so much for rating us. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to the Pattern Watchers. Thank you. Hey, Tony D. Hey, Tony D, you want to drop some memberships on these people? Go ahead and drop 50 memberships on the Pattern Watchers. Show them that Candle Mafia love. Guys, thank you for coming out and hanging out with us, hanging out with your boy Frankie Candles and the Candle Mafia. We're about to jump into the TA, but let's do some shout outs before we jump into it. And don't forget, guys, smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure, where we're not only going to be giving away crypto, but we may be giving away some Frankie Candles hats. And if we hit 850 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away a free month of the premium Discord. Oh my God, we are getting rated. Yo, shout out to Traders Reality. Let's go, guys. Shout out to Tino. Thank you for gifting those Frankie Candles memberships. Absolutely fire. God, this is lit, guys. This is lit. Yeah, Tony D, let's drop some memberships on them. There it is. Frankie Candles, gifting those Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Now we just need Golden to drop by and drop some more. I'm kidding, Golden. Don't you do it. You already gift enough memberships. Oh, my God. Chat is going ballistic right now. Shout out to Cobra Kai in the chat, guys. We're going to jump into the charts here in 2 seconds. Smash that like button. I'm going to shout out some of these Pattern Watchers and Candle Mafia members, and then we're going to jump right into the charts. Look at the chat right now. Shout out to Tino's Reality, man. Thank you for that raid. That means a lot, man. I appreciate it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The Pattern Watchers representing for sure. Look at you guys. Oh, my God. I can't even see the super chat. Maybe we should add a Tino emoji. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got to drop a Tino emoji. Let's get it. Tony D, let's do that. Let's do that. He'll probably have it ready in 15 minutes. But let's shout out some people in the chat. We got B-Rad Crypto. What is going on? What's going on, dude? What's going on, dude? Thank you for being here. We got Anthony Fugalini. I can't really see the full name, but shout out to you, my paisan. What is going on? We got Dustin in the chat. Savage Trades. Shout out to Theo. We got DB. We got Mike McCarthy. What is going on, bro? Mike Bennett. DestructoBot 9000. Let's see. I can't see the chat. The chat's going too fast. Shout out to Tino, man. This raid is intense. Tino, how many people watch your live stream? Jeez. Shout out to Tino, man. Hey, shout out to, who is this? Shout out to Stumbledore. Said, yo. Shout out to this guy. Contrary to popular belief, my energy doesn't come from crystal meth. It comes from Aztecian cactus moss water. So yeah, I'm open to taking a drug test at any point. But anyway, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. But let's go ahead, guys. Shout out to Tone Lee, Jay Smith. We got Coin Hoover. What is going on, bro? And last but not least, we've got Daddy's Home in the chat. What is going on, bro? Thank you all for tuning in. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and try to figure out what the heck this thing Bitcoin's doing. Let's go ahead. All right, so here we are. We do not want to be looking at exo charts right now. Actually, let's pull up TradingView. So, guys, what I want to do today is I want to zoom out a little bit and talk about the higher time frames and then work our top-down analysis down to those lower time frames. Shout out to Ant. What is going on, guys? Chat going ballistic, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. Let's continue on here, right? So we are getting a little bit of a pullback. I'm going to show the trades here in just a second. You guys know I did take a short position. I think it was maybe the day before yesterday. I took a short position right before we went live. My entry is up here at about $42,020 around. We will go ahead and show that in a minute. We'll pull up the trades. But we are getting that move down, guys. Are we looking to get a bigger corrective move before making our next leg up, or are we going to wind up getting a move back into our volume profile, hop above that value area low, move to the top of the range, and potentially get another move up from here? And we're going to cover that all right now. So I want to start off here on the higher time frames, guys. Now, as you know, one of the things that were making us expect some of this downside that we're starting to see here was many things, right? We came up to this naked point of control sitting at about $43,578. And not only was this making us expect price to be gravitated towards this level, however, we were also looking for a rejection here. Now, this was one of the big reasons I was looking at a short position at these levels. These naked points of control typically do wind up working as pretty strong levels of resistance, as well as acting as magnets for price. As you can see, this is how we were able to target this naked point of control here at 41,575 before we hit it. And then as we were hanging out here, we were saying that next MPOC might be the next target. And then the next day, we were sitting right here. So I want to give you guys some context into these levels. I'm going to come up to the weekly time frame, and we're going to break it all down. Now, here we go, right? Taking away the next targets, just in general, guys, I'm going to bring up this macro volume profile. CandleMafia, I know this is going to be repetitive for you guys, but for anybody new, this is basically what we are looking at, right? We have this volume profile pulled from the top of the bull market, giving us these 3 key levels, which is our value area high, our point of control, and our value area low of the range. This is why we were looking at this level as the doorway to higher prices, because we knew, based off the volume profile theory, or the laws of the volume profiles, I like to call it, we would look to flip this level to support, being the value area low. And once you're able to hold and decisively hold support on top of that value area low, you are expecting price to, the next place for price to likely go is going to be that point of control, which we did get. And then as we were hopping on top of that POC, the next level that is likely to get hit is going to be the value area high. Now, this doesn't mean that we are just going to instantly rip up to that value area high, guys. We have to expect that the price action is probably going to be somewhat messy, but eventually that final target will be the value area high. And we have been doing this since the dawn of time, predicting these prices. And it's not because I'm the best trader, I'm the best analyst, or I know something you don't know. Look at that, we got a Trader's Reality emoji. Let's go. Shout out to Tino from Trader's Reality. Yeah, you guys get these emojis done like quicker than I could have ever imagined. So shout out to everybody in the chat. If you have a Frankie Candles membership, Tony, drop another 50 memberships on these people. If you guys have a membership, or you might be about to get them, go ahead and use that Trader's Reality emoji. Thank you guys for rating us. We love hanging out with the pattern watchers, so shout out to you guys. But this is basically, guys, like, it seems like it wasn't that long ago that we were looking at breaking above this level, opening up the door to much higher prices, being the POC and value area high of this range. Now, and now at this point, guys, we are very close to that value area high, where we have perfect confluence with the macro golden pocket pulled from the top of the bull market all the way down to the bottom of the bear market. So we have beautiful confluence there, making this a very likely place to get visited, in my own personal opinion. There we go. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for dropping those extra memberships on these people. Let's go. Hey, shout out to Crypto Pollo. He says, thank you, pattern watchers, for bringing the flavor. I can't do the accent, bro. But Tino's accent is legendary. But thank you for bringing the flavor. I love it, man. But as we move up here, guys, this is kind of what we call the golden target, right? This is what I am looking at, that golden pocket value area high confluence. And within the context of this volume profile, I do think it is going to be pretty likely that we are going to visit this level at some point. But as we know, we have some other levels between us and that value area high that may be giving us some resistance. And we're actually hitting one of those levels right now and currently rejecting it. So what I'm going to do here is we are looking at this volume profile from the top of the bull market, but I'm going to hide this value area just so people don't get confused with all the different levels. I'm going to take that off the chart, and I'm going to turn on another value area that we've been looking at, which is pulled from this small area of consolidation, and we simply extrapolate those levels over to the current price action. And time again, even though this range was pulled all the way from 2022, these levels are very, very oftentimes respected even a year later, right? Shout out to Curtis Neal. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. He says, much love, Mafia. Much love right back to you, Curtis Neal, OG of the Candle Mafia. Thank you for being here, bro. Always like seeing you in chat. But you guys can see this is how we basically break down the markets. And we know when price revisits these old ranges, typically you could treat it as a value area, looking for that for price to flip that value area low to support, get a move up to your value area, up to your point of control, right? And you can see all these levels are still respected. You hop up here, flip it to support, right up to the POC, little rejection, and then you get above the POC, and that's where you make a run for the value area high. And believe it or not, that's why we were looking at this as a major target, because we knew there was a likely chance once we crossed this POC to get a move up to the value area high. Now, this is essentially where I've taken my short position from, guys, as we deviated above this value area high. And to be quite honest with you guys, when we trade these volume profiles, what we look for is longs at the lows and shorts at the highs. That is why I'm in that position. Now, let me see if I can pull up that trade right now. And here we are, right? So still have a lot of the trades open. I actually got roasted quite a bit. Very rare that we get roasted in the chat. But we had a couple people being like, this idiot is shorting. Why are you shorting? And I'm like, guys, calm down. It's the context. I'm not looking to short to zero. They're like, it's a bullish market. Why are you shorting? We can make money on these little pullbacks before making our next legs up. And that is simply all I'm doing. But we got into this position, I think it was yesterday. I think it was maybe the day before. But yeah, up about 45%. Actually, technically, I've realized negative 15 cents. I'm actually down 15 cents realized, but unrealized we're up about $700, up about 45%. Still holding my long on Bitcoin, up 1,200%, locked in profits. And then my XRP short. I know some people are probably looking at this going, Frankie, close the XRP short. But calm down. It's okay, guys. We have most of the profits locked in. I'm letting this moonbag ride. If I get stopped out, my stop loss is set to break even, and I'll simply get stopped out. I'll make my profit, and it'll be a beautiful trade, right? But this short is now playing out, guys, and that's because we don't get emotional about the market. We simply just trade the candles in front of us, right? I don't care when people are saying, this is a bullish market. Why are you shorting? I only trade what I see on the charts. I don't care if Twitter's bearish or bullish. I don't care if YouTubers are bullish. I trade the charts. I don't care what anyone says. I look at the information that's given to me on the charts because numbers don't lie, or I guess technically it's numbers, right? But it's not displayed as numbers. But, information, the facts don't lie here, and we trade the chart in front of us. And we knew that once we came up to this value area high, it's very likely that you're going to get a rejection and potentially start your journey back down towards that POC. Now, I will be honest, guys, I'm not necessarily looking to ride this short all the way down to the POC because the market is bullish in the context of the higher time frames, right? The market is still very bullish, and I'm not looking to hold this thing down to zero. So let's try to figure out, I want to talk to you guys about what I think is likely to come up here in the near future. Now, if you guys watched the stream yesterday, you will know that we were looking at the high block liquidation chart here, and we knew that we had these little liquidation levels down here, and if price were to push through these, we figured there would probably likely be a pretty quick push down in price before a sharp reversal. Now, we did have a long setup in the premium Discord for a little scalp long off of this. Basically the same theory. Unfortunately, I was unable to take it because I take these trades on market orders most of the time, and this happened at like 4 in the morning. I was sound asleep, so I missed that trade, but put it in the Discord so anybody that was awake or had limit order set or lives in a different time zone was able to take advantage of that. And simply we were looking at these liquidations, right? Now, one thing to realize here is we still have some liquidations down here getting closer to between, about 40... let's call it 42,520 and about 42,410. And then we also have some more liquidations down here. Now, this does not guarantee that price is going to come down and liquidate all these people. That's not how this works, but we could use this alongside other analysis to give us confluence, right? And that's how we were able to have that long setup in the premium Discord right from this level, right? It's not just finding a random level of support and trying to long off of it without thinking. It wasn't just these liquidation levels, but we also had some other stuff on the chart that we were looking at that was agreeing with us, right? So let's go ahead and pull up the local analysis here. And I want to take a look at this local range, right? So let's come down to the lower time frame. And you guys can see, right? Simply, basically, for my short position, the reason I was looking to short here was because we came from the value area low to the value area high, and we expected to come back down to the low. And with the way that the 12 and the 16 hour were looking on Market Cypher, with the money flow generally trending to the downside, we were expecting a potential move down. Now, on top of this, right now we have a daily red dot printing on Market Cypher with our 90-minute money flow looking to cross over into the red. Now, remember, guys, when you have these daily red dots with the 90-minute money flow looking to cross over into the red at the same time that red dot is printing, oftentimes this can give us a bigger move down. Now, it's not guaranteed. It's not just, just because that's happening that we're looking for the move down. But this would be a point for the bears to maybe come down for a little bit more of a correction. Now, I want to be clear. I am very, very bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. We are clearly in very bullish market structure here. And even on Market Cypher, money flow crossing over into the green on all these higher time frames indicates that the trend will likely continue to the upside. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for that super chat. He says, Tony, check Discord. I have a feeling that has something to do with an emoji. But that's basically what I'm looking at, right? Very bullish in the long term, but obviously, guys, on the way up, we have to have these pullbacks, right? So we come up, little pullback, up, little pullback, and we short these pullbacks, right? And this is when people call me crazy, or, we'll call any trader crazy. They'll be like, we're bullish. Why are you shorting? Because we know there's pullbacks, right? And we can make money on the way down before loading up on the longs to make money on the way back up. So with that being said, 6-day red dot is still getting very close to printing on top of your weekly red dot. VWAP is coming down, looking to give you a crossover, looking to cross over that zero line and give us a red dot. Now, the way we look at these red dots and money flow, red dots and green dots typically indicate the ebbs and flows in the market, right? A green dot could give you a move up like this, and then, your red dots can give you a little correction. Green dot gives you a little move up, red dot gives you a little correction. Green dot, green dot, right? And the money flow crossovers, or the direction of the money flow, can indicate the longer term trend, right? So you see the money flow coming up here generally, that's indicating that the trend is likely to continue up. But when you get a red dot, you could potentially expect a small correction. But because the money flow is coming up, you are going to expect that pullback to be a little bit lackluster of a move down before putting in a higher low and continuing back up to higher prices. So with that in mind, we have a red dot potentially incoming somewhat soon here on the weekly. It's not printing yet, but it looks like that VWAP may want to cross over. Again, potentially expecting, if we do come down, I would really be expecting a lackluster move down before coming back up and making another high. And I'll talk about those higher prices that I have in mind in just a second once we cover this local TA. But looking at this local range here, guys, I'm actually going to pull up the Bitstamp chart because this is actually where all the macro levels are, right? So, this is that local range. Levels are slightly different here just because we're looking at the Bitstamp exchange, not the Bybit chart. But if we cannot get back above this value area low, guys, probably going to be likely that we get a little bit bigger of a move down. And as you guys know, that key level that we were looking at yesterday to try to figure out if we were going to get this move down or not, basically what we were looking at was this naked daily, this naked point of control here at $43,578, saying, guys, this is the line in the sand, right? If we can't hold support above this naked point of control, if we could get above it, likely we would shoot up to our next target, which I'll talk about in a second. But if we get stuck under this level, guys, and this still stands, right? Like if we cannot, this is your key level. Really this whole purple box, because you have the value area high and the naked point of control in pretty close confluence, right? So if we cannot get back above this purple box and hold it as support, if that does not happen, it is going to be much more likely that we come back down and visit some pretty key levels that we have down here. But if we're able to somehow shoot up here and flip this level to support, that's where it's going to be much, much, much more likely to come up to our next level or next target, which is basically at $46,000, right? $45,974. And at that point, guys, we are very, 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 very close to that 48 to 50K mark that we've been looking at forever, right? I believe that we have been looking at this level. I mean, we could go back and find the video that I talk about it or the live streams. But I believe as soon as we bottomed right here, we started pulling these macro fibs, targeting around that 48 to 50K level, looking for price to potentially come back up and retest that macro golden pocket very similarly to how we did in 2019 in our bear market rally, right? Price peaked out here at about $20,000. We got the big pullbacks, right? We went into the bear market, bottomed out, last capitulation, and then we had the bear market rally right into that macro golden pocket before getting our big cool off, black swan flush, and then finally off the halving happens and into your next bull run, right? And we've been looking, I mean, I think I made a video about this. It was a Bitcoin deep dive saying, hey guys, I believe we were somewhere around here or maybe even at the bottom saying, hey guys, like if we wind up coming up here for a bull market rally based off of the weekly bullish divergence, right, which was something we had been looking at in the bear market for a long time. We were actually looking for this before it formed. But looking for something like this to be a mark of the bear market as you get this bullish divergence with your lower lows on price, higher lows on your momentum waves, giving you that bear market rally. And if we did see it, how it would likely come into this 50K level or 48 to 50K golden pocket. And it does look like we may be seeing that play out. Now, I'm not trying to sit up here and say, we called it, we called it. I'm not saying that, right? We could have easily not seen this happen, right? And I'll be the first person to tell you that. But this is something, I mean, I cannot believe we are within, I mean, what are we? We're within about, I think, 10% of, Okay, doesn't want to work. I just want to measure here. Okay, yeah, we're about 10% away from that 48 to 50K level, and I do think we will eventually see it. But again, we got to get above this naked point of control and value area high. And if we do, really the only other level that is sitting between us and that 48 to 50K level is this next naked point of control sitting at about $46,000. So that's the next target to the upside. But again, if we get stuck under this range, guys, it could be likely that we're going to come back down here and kind of play around with these, play around inside this more macro volume profile, right? Now let's talk about these key levels to the downside, right? Because if we are going to get a bigger move down, say we get that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red with the confirmation of this red dot on the daily, this could be the start of a potential bigger move down. Now, on top of that, you want to remember, guys, we've been talking about this for quite some time. Looking for that high. We literally talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I hope a lot of people in here were watching that live stream, guys. Oh, my God. Well, you guys are doing something in chat. I see Jonathan Schaefer. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. But, yeah, Jonathan Schaefer's like Tony D. Sent it in the OG chat and Discord. People are sending each other files. Little Bubble in the chat. What is going on, Little Bubble? Whoever said I was on crystal meth is probably pulling their hair out right now. Shout out to Little Bubble. What is going on, bro? Dude, shout out to you, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Guys, go check out Lil Bubble, too. If you guys want some fire content, go check out Lil Bubble. But, guys, as you know, the past couple of weeks, we've been looking for a potential 2-day bearish divergence with our higher highs on that price action into one of these key levels of resistance, right? We didn't know which level we were going to come up and put that div in at, but it wound up being the value area high of the range, which is pretty good confluence for that pullback. This is another reason why I was looking to potentially take that short position, that little scalp short that I'm in right now. This was part of the reason why I was looking to take it, right? Because I knew that number one daily red dot was coming, and I also knew that if we ran into a key level, such as this NPOC / value area high, that this would be a potential 2-day bearish divergence, which could be a bigger macro signal to indicate a little bit of a bigger move down, right? So keep that in mind as well. And before we move forward, guys, I just want to remind you, all of my shorts right now are being pretty tightly managed, right? Again, I'm not in this short expecting, hopefully it does, but I'm not expecting this thing to go to zero, right? Or get a significant dump. But I am looking for some kind of significant retracement to continue the bullish trend, right? So there you go. But if we do come down, what are some of those local levels of support that we can be watching, right? So 41.5 right here, we do have a naked point of control. If we go ahead and pull up trading light right here, what do we say? 41.5, I believe that is, so trading light, this is the, let me pull up the Bitstamp chart should be, so it is coming up a little bit different on Coinbase. Let me see here. Pull up Bitstamp, BTC USD. There we go. Let's see if we get the same naked point of control. No, we don't. Well, we do have a naked point of control sitting at the $41,500 level. That is going to be a key level to watch. Right now, this was a target. Well, actually, yes, this is not naked anymore, right? We've come up and tapped it, but it could still work as support or resistance, right? But if we do come down here, let me go ahead and pull some fibs here. From the impulse, right? You also have a local golden pocket sitting in confluence with that tapped point of control. No longer naked. Just want to reiterate that. If it was naked, I would take it a little bit more seriously. Let's see. But yeah, so golden pocket, tapped point of control here. That could be a significant level to look at, right? And you could just see here, we have interacted with this level a little bit. We have this consolidation, creating some kind of level of support, right? So that would be one level I would be looking at for sure. I would also be pulling this fib as well. This is a little bit more local, but this golden pocket 786 retracement between $42,600 and $42,088 is going to be another level to potentially get a bounce off of. Right now, again, this is a little bit more local, and if we actually, top of this golden pocket is 42.6. If you pull up Exo charts, I do believe, let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, we'll come to the 30-minute chart, and I want to check on the single prints because I do believe we have some single prints down at that area. Shout out to JB. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, so conceivably, we could very likely see over 50% correction like last time before the halving. Shout out to JB. I don't know if that was a question or you're saying you think that's likely. I wouldn't disagree with that, right? And I've talked about this before. I actually have a Bitcoin deep dive on the channel that we actually talk about what I think the rest of the bear market might look like, where we literally talk about how I am looking at a potential move. Let me pull up the macro volume profile. Looking for a move up into that golden pocket before a potential big correction back down to some of these very, very, very lower or much, much lower levels, right? A big, big key level of support, in my opinion, guys. If we do wind up getting a big correction, whether it's at 48 to 50K, maybe we go for the 786 and then get the correction. But a key level that I would really be keeping an eye on is going to be right down here, right? This value area low, the macro value area low from the bull market here. That is going to be one of those major, major levels I'd be watching, right? And then your point of control is also going to be a big macro level. But yes, and I do think a big correction is definitely going to be likely. And another thing we can look at, guys, is look what happened back here in 2019, right? Now, obviously, we had the bear market rally, which, again, I know this is repetitive because we already talked about this, but we came up into the golden pocket, the macro golden pocket, the same golden pocket we've been looking at in the current price action, basically pulled from the high of the bull market to the low of the bear market. But what happened when we got the black swan in March of 2020? I think we all know what happened there. But what happened down there, right? If we come up to a higher time frame and we start pulling our fib, guys, don't pull your fib in public, by the way. That's not a good. I know some people got in trouble by doing that. But anyway, if you pull from the low of the bear market to the high of the bear market rally, you could see that that black swan event dumped us right down for a 786 correction, or a retracement, I should say, before finding support. We even wicked below it, right? I'm sure people watching this live are like, oh my God, we're losing the 786. But we wound up snapping back up and closing those candles on the weekly above that 786. And then we finally got that big move into the bull market, right? And if we saw something similar happen, not that it has to be similar because it happened in the past, but if we were to see something similar, just comparing history, let's say we come up to the 50K level, right? That would put that 786 down here at about 22.8, right? So not impossible. Again, just because it happened in the past does not mean that is guaranteed to happen in this cycle, but if we were to see that same thing happen, we could run into 50K, get a correction, work our way back down to the value area low of the range, and then deviate below the range, find support on the 786, macro 786, and then we go off into our halving and the next parabolic bull run. Definitely a possible scenario in my own personal opinion. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen, but definitely possible. So that's what I would be looking at in the long term. But pulling up exo charts here, guys, you could see 42.7. Between about 42.7 and between 42.7 and 42.5 are those single prints, right? So let me go ahead back down to the lower time frames, and I'll just mark those out just briefly. I'm not going to keep them on the chart, but yeah, I mean basically, it's basically here, right? The single prints are basically in this exact zone. So this makes it just pretty much more likely to get a bounce off that level, or at least have that level visited, right? Now, I'm not going to go deep into the single prints, but typically, basically, single prints are just untested areas on the chart, right? And price does not like untested areas, and it does like to go fill these single prints very often, right? And basically, all single prints is an area on the chart where price spent very little time. This is on a TPO chart, or time price opportunity chart. It's a little bit more advanced, so I don't get too deep into it on the YouTube channel. I talk about this much more in the premium Discord, but this is going to be an area to be looking at on the chart, because if we continue down, this could be where we get the bounce from. And I do want to be clear, it's not just as easy as coming down to the single prints and looking and just getting a long, right? Just jumping into a long. Sometimes you bounce off the top. If you get accepted inside the single prints, typically you'll fill them very quickly to the bottom. So there are a few different ways it could play out, but either way, they are untested areas on the chart, and it could be a point of interest if price continues down. So there you go. So local support, that's just kind of some pretty nice confluence on this blue box here for support. So again, that is coming in between about 42.6 and 42.80. And then just underneath that, this area of consolidation with that tapped point of control is sitting at about 41.560. So those are kind of the local areas that I would be continuing to look at. Again, if we pull up the liquidation or the liquidation levels, these levels are between 42.5 and 42.4. So, yeah, basically right up in here as well. So maybe, if price comes down, guys, and we start tapping on this level, we may start to liquidate people, causing price to push down very quickly, right? Because what happens if you have stop losses and liquidations sitting at a certain level, let's say in this case, probably going to be long liquidations from people FOMOing in on this move up, right? They're getting in, their liquidation levels are left behind. And when you have those liquidation levels sitting down here, what happened, or stop losses as well, right? It's not just liquidations, it's also stop losses. We're simply just looking for money in the market, right? So if we wind up coming down here and stopping these people out, what is a stop loss on a long position? It is simply creates a market sell, right? So when you stop and liquidate all these longs, it will cause an impulse to the downside, which could be a good place to start looking for, even if it's temporary, a reversal, right? And you could capitalize on this move very, very similar to what we did in the premium Discord, or I want to be very clear, I didn't get the position, but it was posted in the Discord. Happened at 4 a.m. Very, very similar to the setup right here on this little scalp long. But there you go. These are the local levels of support. If we do continue down, this is what I'm going to be looking at. Do we have spider lines on this chart? Yeah, and look at that. We got the spider line flowing right through that level with perfect confluence, guys. If we continue down, this is going to be a very key level to watch, in my opinion. If we lose that spider line, looking down towards the 786. And then if we lose that 786, looking down to this area of consolidation where you have the golden pocket, naked point, or tapped point of control, as well as a previous value area that you could use as context into where price will go next. So that's what we're looking at to the downside. And again, guys, if we are going to get that bigger move down, kind of what I would expect to see here, or where I would expect that move down to begin, could be on that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red. So there you go. That's what we're looking at. And not only in the bearish case, but also the bullish case, because you guys know the Candle Mafia, and I guess today the pattern watchers as well, you guys know we can make money whether the price is going up or down. So, all right, let's see. Shout out to Clay the Great. What is going on, bro? Shout out to you. Thank you for that super chat. He says, Frankie, anchor and trigger on BTC 30-minute. Could this lift us off? If not, why not? When does an anchor trigger wave become invalidated? Thank you. Shout out to Clay the Great. Great question. Let me come on over to the 30-minute and see what you're talking about. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I totally see what you're talking about. Anchor wave, trigger wave. I'll be honest, you could consider this an anchor and a trigger wave, totally. I'm not saying it's wrong at all. Typically for me, I like to see trigger waves be smaller than this, right? For me, what I like to see for anchor trigger, let me see if I can find a good example. And again, it doesn't mean that this isn't going to play out or that's wrong. This is an anchor wave and a trigger wave. However, for me, a trigger wave, I like to see them be more like this or even like this. Like this is a perfect example, right? Anchor, trigger, right? And the thing here is basically what you're looking at with these anchor and trigger waves is essentially a divergence, right? Or on Market Cypher, oftentimes you don't even need price to make the lower low for your divergence, because on a bullish divergence, you're actually looking for lower lows on your price, higher lows on your momentum waves. So if you had lower lows on your price, this could be a bullish divergence. But even if you don't have the lower lows, you could use anchor trigger wave kind of theory to predict moves into the upside, right? So for me, an anchor, what makes an anchor wave is if it breaks really in my head, if it's a big wave, right, like the bigger wave is an anchor wave. Like, let me try to find one that didn't cross the oversold line that I would kind of consider an anchor trigger wave. I don't want to spend too much time looking for it. But for me, really, I like to see the anchor wave come below the oversold lines and then the trigger wave not be on the oversold lines, right? So I like to see a big wave below these two lines. And then the trigger wave, this could be a trigger wave. I don't like when they come up and then down again. It still could work. But again, really what I like to see is something like this, right? Something like this, like a tiny little trigger with a fat anchor wave behind it. That would be a beautiful anchor trigger in my opinion. But I do kind of bend I don't bend the norm, but I think everybody has like their own little ways, like especially if you've been trading for a long time or even looking at Market Cypher for a very long time. You have your own ways where it's like you see certain setups that might not go your way, so you kind of shy away from them. You kind of find your own little nuance. But that's kind of what I would say. What invalidates a trigger wave, in my opinion, is I mean, anything. I mean, this would be kind of the maximum trigger wave for me. If this was coming down any lower, I wouldn't really consider it a trigger wave. But for me, really, a trigger wave is just a smaller wave than the one behind it, right? But really, for a prime setup, you want to be below those oversold lines. And then the tighter the trigger wave, the closer the trigger wave to that zero line, oftentimes the bigger the move, right? And you could backtest this, right? Like if you just find like super tight trigger waves, yeah, like even like right here, tiny little trigger wave, or even here, this is a good example. You barely crossed the zero line here. It didn't even come below the zero line. That's like a hyper trigger wave in my opinion. And then boom, right to the upside. Even right here, tiny little trigger wave. You could barely see that green dot, right? Tiny little trigger wave, boom, snap to the upside, right? Tiny little trigger wave, pop to the upside. Tiny little trigger wave, pop to the upside, right? And then, they're not all gigantic moves, but oftentimes you will see like right here, tiny trigger, big move to the upside. But you also want to remember, you got to be incorporating other things, right? You have to look. So here's a current situation that you're looking at right now. The thing that I would be a little bit cautious of right here is look at your money flow. Your money flow just crossed over into the red, right? So you got to make sure you keep an eye on the money flow as well. So for me, for a killer anchor trigger wave setup, like is you want to see something like this, where you have an anchor and say this isn't the perfect setup, but like anchor and a trigger wave with money flow looking to cross over into the green. That gives you a little bit of confidence and confluence that you're going to get that move up, because not only are you getting an anchor, a trigger, potentially a bullish divergence, but you also have money flow coming up, indicating that the trend is likely to continue to the upside. Shout out to Mrs. Candles popping in the studio. You want to come flash a hand, or you had enough yesterday? Oh, I mean, she's just holding her pepper spray. Holding her pepper spray. She was nervous. What, are you nervous of me? Your hands have not smelled very much lately. I'm sorry. I left the garage open. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. Hopefully, Clay, that answers your question. But let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Mark Dutch, says, Robin Jessica on a honeymoon? Shout out to you, bro. We got Buttsonator saying GTA. GTA 6 is on me. Oh, wait, hang on. Premium collection from Profits. Wait, shout out to Buttsonator. I am confused on what that even means. What does that mean, is on me? GTA is on me? Premium collection from... I'm confused. Shout out to Buttsonator, though, and shout out to GTA. Let me know if you guys are gonna get GTA 6, and let me know if you're upset that it's coming out in 2025. Shout out to Buttsonator. I'm sorry I can't decipher that, bro. I feel bad. But let's go ahead and continue on. Crypto Fever says, how would a 50% correction be in the cards without a black swan event? 80% of the circulating supply in long-term hodl, 91% of the circulating supply is sitting in profit. Serious question. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Fever. In my opinion, I actually agree with you, right? Because if we were going to see, actually, what would a move from where we're at, I mean, even here to, so a 50% correction would bring you right down to about, 24K. I would agree that we would probably need some kind of a black swan, right? Like a delay on the ETF, which who knows if that's going to happen. Maybe some kind of crazy thing geopolitically. Maybe there's a solar flare that causes an EMP or something. I don't know. I kind of say that half joking, but also half not joking. But, who knows, right? Like no one saw March 2020 coming. Right. So, but I do think that if we're going to get a big move down, there's got to be some kind of narrative behind it. Right. It's not just going to dump. There's no just technical reason to take a 50% dump here. Right. So we would probably need some kind of catalyst to bring it down. But yeah, I would agree with you 100%. All right. Let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, shout out to Buttsonator. He said I'm buying you the premium collection from the profits you made me. Shout out to Buttsonator. Bing bong, absolute OG of the CandleMafia, bro. Shout out to Buttsonator, bro. Out there crushing the trades. I take it from what you're saying. Shout out to you, bro. I really do appreciate that. Big GTA fan, not gonna lie. Shout out to Daniel Diaz says, what indicator is that? This is Market Cipher. This is Market Cipher B. And then I don't know if you're talking about the oscillator or if you're talking about the volume profile. But this is more of a tool. This is the indicator down here. It's Market Cipher. If you want to save 20%, you could use discount code MCFrank20, and you could save 20% if you would like. But let's go ahead and continue on, guys. That's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, not only locally, but also in the macro, and not only the bearish case, but also the bullish case, so you're prepared to make money whether the price goes up or down. You got to have those key levels set, sit on your hands, and wait for price to approach your key level, and then take action and assess the situation at your key level and figure out, is there actually a trade to be had here? So let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. I want to take a look at Ethereum. If you guys want me to start taking a look at your favorite altcoins, drop them in the chat right now. Yeah, Bullish on Parade said, shout out to my boy Crypto Face. Let's go. Shout out to Face. Go ahead and drop those altcoins. If you guys want me to take a look at your favorite altcoins, spam it in chat right now. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what altcoins we're looking at. Or actually, wait, no, Rob's on his honeymoon with Jessica, I think, right? Is he here? I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe Crypto Billy or Tony D will do it. But yeah, go ahead and drop those altcoins right now, guys. First, we'll take a look at Ethereum, and then we will jump on into the requests. So as you guys know, oh, wow, we're actually making a move here on Ethereum. This is okay. All right. Link is on fire. Shout out to Crypto Pollo. Let's go. Or Bitcoin Chicken, as I like to call him. But yeah, this is okay. So this is what we were looking for, guys. Right. Once again, Ethereum just doing what we told it to do. As you guys know, we've been looking up between these two key levels, right? We were looking up towards this level forever, or for what felt like forever. And then finally, we were looking to flip that to support and then get a move eventually up to our next key level right here, which was at about 2350. And I think yesterday we were like, is ETH going to be at 2350 tomorrow? And here it is, right? Beautiful rejection right on these levels, well respected. And now we have gone above and come back down, and we are currently trying to flip this into support. Shout out to Buttsonator joining the Hitman. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for getting that membership. Tony D, let's drop some more memberships. Drop another 50 memberships on these beautiful people. And smash that like button, guys. If you got a membership or you're just finding value in this content, go ahead and smash that like button. If we get 850 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away a free month of the premium Discord. I don't know what else I was going to say. But there you go. So we are trying to flip this into support right now, guys. Now, if we are able to flip this level on Ethereum to support, and shout out to the Mafia, man. Like, we sit here and we wait for the levels to get hit, right? Like, it's crazy. Like, we thought we were going to come up to this level, and bada boom, bada bing, we're sitting right here. But here's the thing. If we're able to flip this level to support, this could open the door up for our next key level on Ethereum, which is basically going to be at about 25.22. So about $2,500. $2,500 even is going to be a key level to watch as well. So like all the way down to about $2,500 even is going to be a resistance level to keep your eye on, right? Because you have the psychological level of 2,500, and then you have this high volume node that we've been looking at about 25.22. So there you go. But yeah, beautiful. And you guys know we had this low volume gap right in between these two levels, making it likely that we were going to travel through here pretty quickly to come hit this next target. But with that being said, let's go ahead and analyze the higher time frames. Fresh money flow crossover on the 2-day. This could be, a pretty good sign for Ethereum coming up here. So, again, that money flow crossover, or just the money flow in general, indicates the longer term trend, right? And then the red and green dots indicate the ebbs and flows in the market. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. So money flow crossover looking pretty bullish on the higher time frames, in my opinion. Fresh crossover here on the 3-day. Your 4-day money flow is kind of wonked out here, if I'm being honest. 6-day money flow crossover, weekly money flow crossover looking the same. So this is pretty bullish, right? 2 and 3-day money flow crossovers are looking pretty good, but look at your VWAPs. Your VWAPs are flopping over to the downside. So what does this mean? This means that we could potentially get a little bit of a correction, even if we're going to continue to the upside. But again, as of right now, guys, I am paying more attention to the key levels, right? And I am paying more attention to the key levels over the indicators, right? Just because the key levels really don't lie. Like, they're going to be there no matter what. But if we get this red dot here on the daily time frame, could give us a little bit of a cool off. The fact that we're at this key level of resistance, we could get a little bit of a cool off here, right? But again, based off money flow, I would expect that to be a short-term cool off before rolling back to the upside and coming and hitting some higher targets. Yo, shout out to Tony D. He said, our bank account said, nah, that's sus. Got flagged for suspicious activity. I'll fix it in the morning. I can pull a Tony before the end of the stream. Yeah, shout out to Tony. Don't worry about it. I'll do this. If we can't drop another 50 memberships, what I'll do is if we hit 850 likes, I'll give away $150 in XRP. So there you go. We'll just add $50 to the XRP giveaway. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. But again, just XRP, Ethereum, just continuing to hit our targets here. And again, if we can get above this level, we'll be looking to come up here. Bro, no way this girl just turned on the heat. I think Mrs. Candles just turned on the heat. Unbelievable. I think she's trying to kill me, guys. That could be it's kind of sketch. But anyway, yeah, if we get up here, next key target is going to be right here between 2524 and 2500. But I would be careful at this key level of resistance with the daily VWAP coming down. I would be careful of a potential short-term pullback. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Oh, shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, working on the narrative right now. Alien invasion, super black swan. The lizard people are coming. The lizard people are coming home, and they are pissed. Yes, lizard. Oh, no, wait, hang on. He said, yes, lizard, not lizard. Get with the program, Candle. I feel like I'm reprimanding myself through reading this. Yeah, the lizard people are coming home, and they're pissed. Yes, lizard, not lizard. Get with the program, Candles. They have a New York City accent and don't like the term gravy either. Oh, hey, shout out to the lizard people. I think I'm going to probably get along with the lizard people if they say sauce instead of gravy. Please don't call it gravy. It's sauce, guys. But shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much, man. And shout out to Tony D. Said, crack a window. You'll get cold fast. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the temperature. Thank you for the temperature advice. But let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Thank you for getting those altcoins in, Tyler. I appreciate you, bro. And let's see. Pin message. Okay, so here we go. Next altcoin. Let's take a look at ApeCoin. Okay. Oh, God. All right, ApeCoin running into the golden pocket here. I don't even. Oh, God, man. I wish I remember what we were looking at on here. I know we were looking at the golden pocket. I don't know where we were looking for it, but here we are testing the golden pocket. Why is there so much stuff here? Testing the golden pocket here. Ooh, like a little mini bearish divergence. You kind of have like multiple drives of bearish divergence here on. Yeah, you have higher highs on your price action, and then you have a bearish divergence here, but then you also kind of have a local bearish divergence right about here. Higher highs on your price, very slightly, but it is there. Slight higher highs, slight lower highs. Red dot printing on the daily as we speak. And that could potentially give us a move to the downside. Pull up Lux Algo real quick. Okay, so if we do wind up pulling back here, guys, let's see. Yeah, if we do wind up pulling back, here's what I'd be looking at. I want to pull a fib. I hate this giant wick. I'll pull it from here to the high. 786. Okay, interesting. I would definitely be watching this level. If you get a pullback, I would watch this level. And we're not actually getting the bear divs to print here on Lux Algo. Interesting. But if we do come down, I would be looking at this golden pocket 786 retracement between about $1.46 and $1.37. We also have the Lux Algo Smart Trail flying right through there, giving us some pretty nice confluence on that golden pocket and 786. And just to back you up even more, remember, you do actually have this order block down here that could act as support as well. So you come down here, maybe you go for the golden pocket, get a little bounce, come back down to the 786, hit the order block, and then maybe that is where you get your bigger bounce to the upside. But let me actually, I'm going to keep some of these levels. I'm going to turn this blue for support. And then I'm actually going to come on into the price actions concepts. I'm turn off the candle coloring just to clean things up a bit. So, yeah, I would be, and I'm actually going to turn off these order blocks as well now that we know that it's there. Bada boom. Okay, so, yeah, I would be, I mean, this would be kind of the next area of support that I would be looking at. If I go ahead and pull this volume profile, it's kind of a wonked out volume profile in my opinion. But, yeah. You know what? I would actually move this. Value area high, golden pocket, smart trail confluence, right? So right here, this would be the first level I'd be looking for a bounce. If you don't get a bounce off that level, I'd be looking down right towards this 786. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So these are the two next levels of support I'd be looking at. And then you could always use this little volume profile as context, right? Because if price comes down here and you get stuck below the value area high, you know you're probably going down towards that low, and this might be the next area to start looking for scalp longs, right? But other than that, yeah, these are the levels that I would be starting to look at here. You have yeah, this is what I'd be looking at on ApeCoin. Coming up to the higher time frames, let's check the weekly. Yeah, I mean, you are hitting this somewhat of a macro golden pocket here, pulled from this swing to the low. If you get another push up, clear resistance here is going to be the 786 retracement at $1.88, between about $1.88 and the value area low, sitting right about here at about $1.95. So if we push up, key level of resistance between $1.95 and $1.87. If we come down, key support or next level of support, $1.49 to $1.44. You lose that level, you're probably coming down towards this value area low at about $1.30. Also, on the higher time frames, if you get the bigger correction, understand that your smart trail, I know it's kind of hard to see here, but your smart trail right here, if this continues on the current trajectory, that value area low may have the smart trail confluence, right? So this is definitely what I'd be looking at, right? Because if you come down here, you could probably get a local bounce. If you continue to the value area low, your smart trail is probably going to be coming through there, and that may be the time that you get the bigger bounce. But be careful because, you know, sometimes you do like to go for that 786. So if you come up, that's your key levels of resistance. Come down, these are your levels of support. Not only the levels of support, but also the context of what happens if each level breaks, right? So there you go. Let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, you guys are crazy. All right, let's see. If you guys want to sign up for Lux Algo, you guys can check the link in the description down below. They are one of our channel sponsors, but not just because they're a random sponsor, guys. I actually like Lux Algo, and I use it all the time. And we've been using it before the sponsorship. We just got the sponsorship. You guys know I've been using Lux Algo for like years at this point. But yeah, shout out to Sean from Lux Algo. They have a lot of really exciting stuff going on over there. So definitely go check them out. And definitely click the link. Help us if you want to help out the channel and you already hit the like button and you already got a membership and you don't know what else to do, just go use that link and help us out if you're looking to get Lux Algo anyway. You get the fire indicator. You also save some money and you help out Frankie Candles. We got to keep these lights on somehow. But let's see. Let's go ahead and continue on. People are calling for Link because Link is moving. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump on into Link. All right. Okay, let's see here. Taking a look at our daily. Let's see. Okay, so came up into our value area. Just adjust these levels slightly because they do move over time. Move it to the current price action. And we're going to have to move it again. Bear with me. There we go. Okay. And so, there you go. I mean, this is a perfect example of the volume profiles, right? Like, you come down, right? You get a move. You hold the value area low, right to the POC, right to the value area high. You deviate, get accepted back in, right to the POC. And now, as we speak, we are testing the value area high of the range. And if we go ahead and come up to a higher time frame really quickly here, try to get an idea of what we're working with here. Okay. So, as you guys can see, this is pretty serious resistance. Why? Because if you pull your this is very similar to Bitcoin, right? Taking a look here. This is your value area from the top of the bull market. What does this mean? This means that if you extrapolate these levels to the right, or to the current price action, these levels are likely to get respected again, right? So, as we basically tap our head or tap our kind of just banging our head on this level of resistance, which is the previous value area low of the bull market range. Now, we also have the POC sitting right here. Come on, right there, POC. Bada boom. And then we also have the value area high right here. So we could use this as macro analysis. So let me go ahead and I'm actually going to hide. Let me go ahead and hide this. I'm going to hide all this local TA, and we're going to look more at the macro. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I'm going to actually put this in a folder and name it local, and then we'll hide it. Okay, so there we go. But now let's look at this more macro stuff here, right? I'm going to make this a white box so we know it's a value area. And for anybody who is not familiar with the value areas, this is one of the most powerful trading tools you could possibly use, and it's free on TradingView. They have many different types, but you can at least get access to one type of volume profile on TradingView for completely free. And it's one of the most powerful things you could do. We've been nailing the predictions, not even predictions, we've been nailing the price targets, nailing where price is going to go based almost all off of the volume profiles. Obviously, there's more mixed in there, but a lot of it has to do with these volume profiles. So if we get above this value area low, like this is your key level of resistance, like for sure, $16.95. I mean, I would even maybe bring that up to $17, right? Because you have that psychological even $17 level. If you're able to break out of the local profile here and get above this value area low, in my opinion, this would open up the door to potentially get a move up to your point of control. Now, what does this mean, guys? This is comparable to Bitcoin being in its massive volume profile, right? And I'm just going to show you what happened. Hide the spider lines, right? You guys can see here. What happened when we crossed the value area low of the bull market on Bitcoin? We knew it was going to open up. We called this the doorway to higher prices for a reason, because we knew once we held this as support, we'd likely get a move to the POC and eventually the value area high. And what happened? We broke that level and bing bong right up to those higher prices. So very, very similarly, we're looking at something super similar on Link, right? Tapping on that door to higher prices. I'm actually going to label it here right now, right? We'll just come in here, change the text. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Door to higher prices, right? There you go. So we know we get above here, we're likely going to come higher. And speaking of doorways to higher prices, guys, what about XRP? Right? We were looking at the same thing on XRP. And what happened, right? 30-minute, right? We'll just come down a little bit, right? What happens when you cross this doorway to higher prices? Same thing on XRP. We get above this level, hold it at support, opens up the door to higher prices, right? But we'll come back to XRP. But that's really what I'd be looking at in the macro, right? Your smart trail on the weekly is now green, right? Letting us know that we could be starting a big bullish trend. So what else does this mean? It means if we get a pullback, we could look at that smart trail for some macro support, right? But definitely very, very, very pretty good sign here, in my opinion, especially we get over that value area low, could open the door to about $27. Now, obviously, you're going to have some resistance in between, right? It's not just going to be a smooth shot right up to $26. Actually, you do have a pretty nice fall off in volume here, right? So, I mean, you will catch some kind of resistance, but you do have a little gap here. Likely it's not going to be a straight shot, but if you do come up, you could expect some kind of turbulence. Price action is messy. We all know that, but eventually you're looking to get up to that POC and value area high of your range. But that's what I'd really be looking at on Link, at least in the long term. More locally here, if we zoom into the lower time frames and we go ahead and we stretch this out, you guys can see, yeah, we came out of the value area, came back in, tested that point of control. Sometimes you can see price break out off those POCs. But, yeah, just locally, I'm going to come up to the 4-hour real quick. Yeah, I mean, key levels locally, I will just mark them out for you guys. Value area high, this is your key level of resistance coming in at 1570. POC at about 1460. 1393 is the value area low. These are your three key levels that will give you context into where price is likely to go next. If we are unable to break out of this level decisively, it's going to be much more likely that you get a move down to your POC. And eventually, it's also likely to come down to your value area low. So locally, I'd be careful. You're sitting at resistance here. At least money flow on the oscillator matrix is coming out here on Lux Algo. 2-hour. Now, this money flow is different than Market Cipher, just to be clear, guys. It's similar, but it's not the same. But if we check that, money flow on Market Cipher B also coming out on the 2-hour as well. So when you see this, it could indicate that the trend is likely to continue to the downside, and this could just be a retracement to continue your downtrend, right? And these are the levels of support I'd be watching on Link. So there we go. Shout out to Lux Algo. Again, if you guys want to check that out, they are a channel sponsor. You could save some money in the links in the description down below. Let's see. Shout out to Caesar, said, thank you, Frankie. You give amazing content. Love your humbleness and the way you come across. Hope to be able to get back into the premium next year. Well, shout out to Caesar. If you want to get into the premium for free, smash that like button. 850 likes. We're going to be giving it away to one lucky person. So there you go. But shout out to you, bro. I really appreciate those kind words. I'm not just saying that. I truly appreciate that. There you go. Let's see. Can we check? Yo, Cybertrucks are about to take Doge payment. Shout out to Crazy Thoughts. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Bitcoin just went boom. I always get tricked. They always say Bitcoin goes boom, and then I check Bitcoin, and it's just like, wah. Shout out to you guys. But let's see. Shout out to Black Sales, says, Kitten Coin, please. Shout out to Black Sales. Let's go. All right, let's see. What next on the list? Let's take a look. Actually, real quick, guys. DYDX. Who was in the stream last night? Hit me with a hashtag value if you guys were in the stream last night and saw us looking at this little scalp on DYDX. I mean, listen, guys. We are never, ever given signals on these live streams. We are never given trade setups that you should ever just blindly take. Yeah, shout out to Emmanuel. Said Tino in the chat. Love Traders Reality. We do love him as well. Shout out to Emmanuel. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Hassan. Said you've increased my knowledge about the markets. Shout out to you, bro. That's why we do it, baby. Happy to hear it. But hit me with a hashtag value if you guys were in that chat yesterday where we were looking at this little scalp trade on DYDX. Again, these are never setups. I never encourage anybody to take any trades based off of anything that I say here. This is simply for educational and entertainment purposes only. But you can see we were looking, and I believe with this, we were looking at the entry on. Actually, I'll have to confirm this. I don't want to say it if it wasn't what we were looking at, but I'll know right away once I could zoom in here. It's gonna be hard to tell. But let's zoom out a little bit here. And let's go back to clear the indicators a little bit. But simply, guys, we came down to the value area low of the range, right? We came down to the value area low of the range. We were looking for a potential long position. I wish I remember what we were looking at. I believe we were using the Lux Algo strategy I was talking about recently to enter into this trade, but we did get it, right? And this is just context, right? We were just looking for a small scalp to the upside here, looking to run into that value area high. And what happened, and I think really what we were talking about yesterday is the chances of going from your value area low to the high are very, very, very high, right? It's a very high likelihood that when you hold the low as support, you're going to get a move through and fill the whole range to the value area high. And this is a perfect example. We ran this live. I didn't actually take the trade. Someone asked about this, and I said, I'll just leave this trade up. This is what I would be doing. We'll see if it plays out. And it played out perfectly. And good thing we had the TP there, because what happened, you wound up just sweeping some liquidity here and then absolutely nuking it to the floor and getting a bounce directly off of that level of support that we gave on the live stream last night. So not only were we able to get that little scalp, I didn't trade it. I'm just saying we were able to show it. And then we got the dip down to that golden pocket, which was the next level of support that we were looking at. And you got the beautiful bounce off of it. And we give this information out for free every single weekday, guys. This is what I like to do. And again, this is never something that you guys should be trading off of. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. And it's just a bad idea to just trade based off what someone says. But we teach this stuff, right? Every single weekday. And there's a lot of stuff that, sure, I have the premium Discord, right? Sure, you can help us, by using our affiliate links or whatever. But really what I like to do here and like what my passion is giving away that free valuable information, not some nonsense information, actual actionable information that you guys can learn on this live stream. Go to the chart tonight and go back test some stuff, right? Or take the information you learned today and actually go do your own analysis and take what you learned here to actually get into good trades, right? Just not financial advice. I want to be clear. But anyway, I forgot about that. I just wanted to show that really quickly. But let's go ahead and take a look at DOT. You never know what you're going to catch here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. All right, let's see. Taking a look at DOT. Zooming out just a little bit. Johnny Jackhammer said AMP goes against the market. Shout out to Juan. We did not do ICP. Shout out to Boom Select. Said, what is the next resistance? The next support for Bitcoin if it dumps. If you scroll back to the beginning of the live stream, brother, you'll see we did TA on Bitcoin. I give all the key levels along with context into what I would expect is going to happen. All right, let's see. Shout out to Sam S. Said, thank you, Frankie. Your guidance has really helped me calm my trading nerves. Shout out to Sam S. That is the most important thing in trading. I would say it's 30% analysis, and the rest is all risk management and emotion control. It is the hardest thing. I still struggle with it from time to time, and I definitely feel the emotions every single trade I'm in. I've just trained myself to be disciplined enough not to act upon them, right? Like, I'm not going to lie, especially when you got a lot of people in your ear. Like, when you have something like a YouTube channel where you're actually showing some of your trades. Like, when I got into the short the other day, not the biggest trade, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I know a lot of people who, if they can make an extra $700 in 2 days, like, it's not life-changing money. Like, you're not rich, but, like, I know a lot of people could use an extra $700. Like, people I know could use, if they were able to make another $700 over the past 2 days, it would change their life, right? Like, they wouldn't have to stress about their rent or their car payment or something, right? But especially when you have a YouTube channel and you're showing your trades, you get even more emotion, right? Because as I'm getting into the trades or showing the trades, you have literally everyone in there, there's like everybody online that's like, idiot, it's going to pump, you're an idiot. Like, and that stuff will, you know, you'll feel something. You'll be like, oh, man. And then you get a little pump locally and you're like, oh, God, maybe they're right. But I don't act on it, right? Because I trust my trading plan. I have an area where I believe is a good place to take profit, and I also have an area where it's a good time to get out of the trade when the trade idea is invalidated, and I have a sound plan. I have my levels set. I get into the trade. If I get stopped out, it's a small controlled loss, and if I get my TPs, beautiful, we get paid, right? So there you go. Definitely struggle with the don't struggle with the emotions, but I definitely feel them. I just don't act upon them. It's a very hard thing to do. It was me getting over greed was the biggest thing that I had to overcome by a landslide in my trading, guys. It wasn't getting scared that I was going to lose my money. The emotion I struggled with was seeing a trade in the green and never closing it because I thought this one was going to be the one that's going to make me a millionaire. This one's going to make me a millionaire. This one's going to make me a millionaire. Meanwhile, now I look back on those, you know, when I thought that was happening in the beginning of my trading journey, and I'm just like, wow, I was delusional. And, you know, that's why I want to come up here and give you guys sound information. I will never tell you guys you can get rich quick trading. It's very unlikely. You know, I like to be realistic and teach you guys how to actually consistently make money in the market. So taking a look at DOT here. Let's take a look at the daily. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, 4 hour. All right, let's come up to the weekly real quick. I want to get these macro levels. Okay, so simply, we have a previous value area from back here. Now, literally, guys, yes, we pulled a range from 2020 and used those levels to predict the bottom of DOT, right? This is where we were looking for support, and you could even see the little line here. This was probably marking out the 2-day bearish bullish divergence. Not the 2-day. Maybe what was that divergence? Okay. Yeah, so you guys can see, like, really quickly, guys, this is like a big part of my analysis. Back here in 2020, we created this range. I pulled that range, right? Pulled the volume profile, took the high, the midpoint, and the low, extrapolated it over here in the current price action, and then on the way down, we then knew that when we approached into this value area, hey, if we break below that value area high, very likely that we're going to get a move down to the POC. What happens? You get a move to the POC, you get a bounce. Now you're expecting to come down to the value area low. If we come down to the value area low, right, you go back to the high. Now it's likely for you to go back down to the low. Just let price play along here, back to the POC, and right to the value area low. At this point, you are looking for bullish confirmations at the low of the range, and when you're looking at a 5-day chart like we are right now, I wouldn't be looking to trade this. I'd be looking for good times to buy. So what I'm looking for down here is something like a bullish divergence on a higher time frame, right? And if we're able to get that, and even if we're able to deviate, right, when you deviate from a value area, like we did right here, this is the area where, I mean, in the context of the 5-day chart that we're on right now, this would be where you're looking at DOT as extremely undervalued, right? Because we're on the 5-day chart, we're all the way down here, you deviate from your value area, and we know that this is undervalued DOT. So why not buy some, expecting price to come back into the fair value, which at the time was between this range? Why would you not pick some up? Now, obviously, if you're thinking long-term, you're probably not going to look to sell it in the fair value. You're looking to hold it into the next bull run, right? But just to show you guys, anyone who might be new here, this is how you use the volume profiles, and this is how we snipe this stuff. Like, we don't say we're calling for a level and then we actually do this. There is no facade here. This is all real. We actually do this, and it's all recorded on the YouTube channel, right? And this is why I teach this stuff, because this stuff works. I'm not trying to get you to buy the volume profile. It's a free tool on TradingView, right? I want you guys to actually learn how to make money, and this is exactly how we did it. And what do we have here? You have a bullish divergence right here on the 5-day. Do we have a weekly bull div? Yeah, you have I mean, momentum coming up, price action coming down, but these are the signals to go to start buying, right? Bullish divergence on the 12-hour, money flow coming up. You're below your value area, which is really the key here, and now you're expecting to come back to your POC, which obviously happened, and then you're looking to get a move all the way back to your value area high. And if you break out of your value area high, where are you looking to next? Simply put, this next area of consolidation. Extrapolate that to the right. These levels will likely get respected. And you can see they did, right? Almost to the dollar, rejected, right? And now you have context. Now you know, hey, we just rejected this value area low. But if we get above there, we're probably going to the POC and then the value area high. But if we get rejected, we could look to get support on this previous value area high. And now you have even more context, right? If you get stuck under this value area high, right, you now know that you can't go to the higher prices until you leave this range. And if you get stuck underneath here, you're probably going back down to the POC. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we all know he didn't go back to the POC. Okay, boom. We just flipped that value area high to support. Now we're looking back up towards this value area low. And this value area low is now the doorway to higher prices, guys. Boom. And then, well, it kind of skipped there. But what happened? You come up, flip that to support, right? You flip this value area low to support right to the POC. You bing bong around, tap the value area low, and now we're playing around with the POC. So, here's a quiz for anybody new. If you're already in the CandleMafia and you know the answer to this question, do not answer. New people, if anybody is new in here, where is the next likely place for price to go in the grand scheme of things? Let's see. Let's see. BTC is about to pop up just a bit. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. Thank you for being here, bro. Black Sales says POC. That's right, baby. That's right. POC. Juan says POC. Let's go. There you go. Rogue says value area high. Vamano says value area high. POC. Okay, so we're split. We're split between POC and value area high. We are above the value area high. So if we maintain support up here, and maybe I asked where you go after the value area low. But now that we're at the POC, where is the next likely place to go? Wow, it's mixed up in here. Value area high. Shout out to Johnny Jackhammer. That is right. Shout out to All Set. But yeah, if we're able to hold above here, guys, we could start our journey up to the value area high. Now, when you're looking at a higher time frame or a not local volume profile, you have to understand that the price action is going to be messy. Now, if I'm scalping a local range, right, I'm expecting the POC, and I'm expecting these levels to happen quicker, right? Get above the low, you go right to the high. Reject the high, right to the low. Hold the low, right to the high, right? But in the grand, when you're looking at more of the macro, right? When you look at more of the macro, you have to understand that, like, this is probably going to take time to get through, right? And there's likely a lot of resistance between us and the value area high right now. And there is. I can see it, right? So where is DOT likely to go? In the grand scheme of things, that value area high is definitely going to be a major target, right? Taking a look at the daily, no bearish divergence, but your VWAP is looking for a red dot, right? 2-day, VWAP coming down, but money flow looks good on this dang thing. I'm not lying, guys. 4-hour looking for a kind of flip-flopping around there. Yeah, you're getting bearish divergences with money flow technically coming out here on your 2-hour. Not the best look, in my opinion, at least locally. Not saying it's going to zero, but a short-term pullback may be likely Where would you be looking for the bounce? Simply put, I'd come up to the 4-hour here. Yeah, so right now, these are your key levels, right? Value area low, this is your key level of support, right? Value area low, your golden pocket is just below that. Let's come up to the 2-day, or 2-hour, I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I would look at right here. If you wind up getting a correction, right, based off your 2-hour bear div looking to print, etc., right, 3-hour bear div potentially looking to print as well. But if you are able to get that to happen, right, and you do get a pullback below that POC, we could come down and retest that value area low, which also we do have this order block, right, and the smart trail on Lux Algo, both coming through right in confluence with the 786 golden pocket retracement. So this is definitely going to be a key level to watch if we wind up coming back down. So pull this, bada boom, bada bing. 598 to 590, right? So that is going to be the next key level of support. We come down. That's where you're looking for longs. Even if you deviate below your value area, you could look at this, again, as an undervalued asset looking to get back into your fair value and target back up towards that POC. So there you go. That is exactly what I'd be looking at on DOT. Long term, not looking too shabby. Short term, may be able to get a little bit of a pullback. But we got to lose that POC first. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Will Solana skyrocket? Let me see what's next here. Do we have Solana on the list? Okay. We'll take a look at Solana really, really quickly here, and then we'll jump into the rest of the coins. All right. And then next on the list is going to be STX, Ruby, Adder, Lit, and Bonk. Okay. Naked point of control coming in right here at here's the thing, guys. Looking for the same thing on Solana, right? Nothing really. We're breaking out of this value area high, coming up into our naked point of control, right? $70 is going to be that next major level of resistance, right? So come up, bing bong, right? May get a little bit of resistance there. If we're able to flip this, very bullish in my opinion, and we would likely start our journey up to that value area low, naked point of control, sitting at about $80. So targets to the upside, guys, remain exactly the same on Solana. Between about $77 to $80. Those are the next major targets. But we do have some turbulence here at 70, 74.65, even 77.64. Really the next major target, in my opinion, is going to be that MPOC at 80.75, and then the value area low also getting very close to $80. Basically $80 is the next target, right? Now coming up to the higher time frames, here's the thing. Start putting in bearish divergences here, right? You start putting in bear divs here on the daily into a key level, which is that naked point of control. Yikes, not going to be the best look, right? Probably going to be a little bit of a cool off there. So key level of resistance on Solana, $70. Watch out for that bearish divergence. Yeah, 16-hour bearish divergence also looking to form here. Money flow coming out. Not the best look for the short term, right? But coming up to the higher time frames, you know, these money flow crossovers on the 4-day, the 5-day, even the 6-day, still very fresh. Weekly money flow crossover just happened. It's bullish in the long term, guys. Bullish in the long term for sure. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so looking nice. Nice. Shout out to Crypto Bow Hunter. But there you go. That's really what I'd be looking at, guys. That's Solana. Nothing really too new there. We are breaking out of our value area, but those are the next key levels. I'd be careful because, listen, not only are you deviating from your value area, but you're also coming into your key level of resistance, right? And you're getting the bearish divergence. So you have pretty decent not confirmations, but pretty decent confluence for, like even this, right? Like 8-hour macro bearish divergence into a key level. I mean, to be careful for a push up into the MPOC specifically, but could be cool off coming here pretty soon, in my opinion. Not a dump to zero. Though I'm not bullish on Solana. I would wait for that MPOC to get hit, because if we get above there and hold it at support, it might be a bad trade, right? So you got to assess the situation when you come to your key level. We haven't hit it yet, and it's at $70.11. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's continue on here. All right. STX. Let's check out STX real quick. Okay. Do we have a running chart on STX? Let's see. Bybit, STX, Coinbase. There it is. Okay. Well, all right. Well, here we go. Oh, my God, guys. Did we do it? We did it live. Damn it. Okay. Dang. All right. Well, as you guys know, when was this? This was not that long ago. This was a couple days ago. Okay, yeah. So on STX, what we were looking for was simply a move up into our into this value area, right? And we pulled this value area simply right here from this high, right? We pulled this little range up here. I even remember saying, like, this is a little bit weird. Oh, Ruby is supposed to be Rune. Okay, shout out to Tyler Durden. Ruby is Rune. Okay, I kind of figured. I read it as Rune at first. But let's continue on. So yeah, we pulled this little range right here, extrapolated those levels to the right, and what happened? They were simply respected, right? So yeah, we came up, got above that value area low, flip it to support, right to the high, back to the POC, back to the high, back to the low, deviation, POC, back to the high, back to the POC, back to the low, and then we lost the range, right? But why would you look for a rejection here? Well, we were looking for a rejection here because you're at the value area high. I'm sure we had other bearish confirmation, but we got the move, and then we lost the range, and now we have gone down, right? I just like to show you guys what we've been looking at so you guys can kind of get an idea of what we look for and why we expect certain things to happen. So with that being said, your 4-hour green dot is looking to print. And let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, I mean, this thing has been pretty explosive. Green dot looking to print on the 4-hour. Yeah, this could give you a little retracement to the upside, in my opinion. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, I would look for a local move up on this, to be quite frank with you. No pun intended. But, yeah, I would look for, I mean, bullish divergence. 2-day money flow coming. Yeah, oh, God. Talk about a bearish divergence. Jeez. Giant higher high on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves. Red dot looking to print on the 2-day. Yeah, I would look for a short-term retracement to the upside before getting potentially a bigger move down, to be honest. Money flow coming out on the money flow coming out on your 12-hour. Honestly, this is kind of hard to read, to be honest with you. We nailed it up here, but it's kind of hard to read right now. I'll be honest. You're probably hitting a golden pocket, probably this golden pocket from being, yeah, there we go. Almost, just barely missing it. But let me take a sip of this Aztec and Cactus Moss Water, guys. Shout out to Dark Crash. I already drank all my water, brother, so I'm going to have to go with the Aztec and Cactus Moss Water. All right, let's see. Mini alt season, yeah. Shout out to Black Sales says Frankfurter. Shout out to you, bro. All right. Let's continue on here. So, take a look at the daily. Yeah, this one's hard to read. I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, I'm going to give you the levels on this. This one's a little bit unclear. Let's see. Pull up the VPVR. Let's get a fib pull in here. I would look right here for resistance. If you get the push up off the 4-hour green dot, I would look up here for a resistance. So there you go. So that's your resistance, right? And then if you do wind up getting the bigger move down, I'd watch this golden pocket for support. Let's see. Longs. Yeah, you do have a little bit of a gap here, honestly. So if you lose this golden pocket, you're probably going to get a quick move down to your 786. This is worth watching as well. 786. Come on. Let me get the line there. Come on. Boom. Okay. Are they kidding me with this? There we go. Okay. There you go. So, yeah, if we push up, I'd look for a resistance here. If we push back down, golden pocket, going to be your support. Other than that, kind of hard to read, if I'm being honest. In the long term, I think you cool off probably. 2-day, 3-day green red dots looking to print. I think you cool off. Maybe you pull up short term, even above this. If you pull up above that, sure. But I do think you will likely come down a little bit more here. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Midnight Sapphire said, I don't know how, but YouTube had me watching 40 minutes behind. Shout out to you, bro. Well, you're all caught up now. I watch all my YouTube videos in 2x speed, even vlogs. Like, if I'm watching entertaining stuff, like, I'll watch a music video in 2x speed. I don't care. I'm just kidding. It's the only thing I listen to in regular time, obviously. All right, let's see. Shout out to Crypto Billy. He says, did I hear what, you hearing goats, bro? Shout out to Crypto Billy. Always hearing those goats. Shout out to the screaming goats. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. When goats on the wheel, guys, we are doing goat airdrops. We will be dropping livestock into CandleMafia members' backyards. We are picking you guys at random, so we're not even going to tell you it's coming. You're just going to wake up one day, and you're going to see a little baby goat flailing its legs, falling with a parachute, coming down into your backyard. All right, let's see. Shout out to Warren. Warren McCarty says, where's everybody from? He's from Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to Texas. I always get TikTok ads on my TikTok that is like, move to Texas and get this mega mansion for $11. And I'm like, how is that possible? There's waterfalls in the house, and it's $11. How is that possible? What do they build the houses with in Texas? I don't even know. Are they made out of paper mache? How are they so cheap? Unbelievable. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. I actually like Texas a lot. Okay, let's see. Love from India. Shout out to Rogue Gamer all the way out from India. Let's go. Houston, Texas. Let's go. Can we look at Bone? We could try. Warren, I'm in Dallas. Let's go. All right, let's continue on. Okay. That was STX. Let's check out Ruby. I'm kidding. It's Rune, guys. But let's take a look here. Jumping on in. Let's check it out. Okay. All right. Potential head and shoulders here for sure. Right. Boom. That's your neckline. Breakdown. Who knows? I'm not really I don't trade patterns that often, but could be some kind of. I don't want to say I don't trade patterns. I'm not a pattern expert, right? It's not my full style of trading. So I mean, I would call this some kind of a head and shoulders, but who knows? Maybe this like 1, 2, 3 like ruins the shoulder. I don't know. But let's see on the daily time frame. VWAP is coming up. Interesting. 3-day. This thing's ugly too. 6-day red dot, weekly red dot. Likely that you cool off more here at some point. Now, a 10-hour, 10-hour money flow also coming out into the green, guys. I'm going to rock no hat for a second. Just got a fresh cut. It's getting very hot in here. I'm not going to lie. My hair might be sticking up. I don't even know. Should we look? Oh, hey, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's nice and clean. But anyway, let's see here. Let's see. Let me pull from the high to the low. I would definitely be looking at this as resistance. Boom. Actually, probably hitting that golden pocket right now. Okay, so this would also be another level. So these two zones is kind of where I'd be looking for a rejection at. Again, money flow coming out on your 10-hour. Let's see. Money flow coming out on your 10-hour. Weekly red dot printing. I think you probably cool off a little bit more here. Now, that does not mean come down from here, right? Like just that me saying it's going down is based off the weekly and 6-day red dot and the money flow coming out on these other higher hourly time frames, right? But it doesn't mean you're coming down right here. You could easily pull up, put in a lower high, and then come down. Or you could even come into this purple box and then come down, right? But in general, over the next couple weeks, I think you will likely see a lower low be made here, in my own personal opinion. So, I mean, you could see how these fib levels are respected on the way up, right? That's what these purple boxes were, right? You're coming up, looking for a rejection at the golden pocket, boom, you get it, and then you wind up breaking through. But we can actually clean some of this stuff up. Okay. But actually, this MPOC is very key, right? So I'm actually going to turn this blue for support. But this is going to be very, very, very important, right? Because if you lose this naked point of control, that's probably going to be the signal that you're looking for. Once you crack this level, that's where you're like, you'll break the structure, get stuck underneath the MPOC, and then that's where the bigger move down will likely come in my opinion. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Rune for the most part. Other than that, I mean, locally, I think you come up, right? Daily 8-hour green dot. I mean, I think you might even come up a little bit more. You might even make another high here, but overall, I do think you will come down here based off the way the higher time frames look. 2-hour looking to cool off. Yeah, I'll stick with that. Kind of ugly chart, to be honest. I don't mean ugly as in bearish. I just mean like wonked out, choppy price action. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Wick's wife, Fine89, says, Frankie looks more Italian. Yeah, I'm, it's really funny. It's like, yeah, I'm basically the stereotypical Italian. Without like the super strong accent. I don't have a super strong Italian accent. Like, you talk to my mother or my father. I'm acting, guys, right? But they talk like this. Like, my dad's like, Frankie, what are you doing? My mom's like, Frankie, what are you doing? They're very Long Island. I don't have that much of a Long Island accent. It kind of disappeared when I moved down to the ATL, to be honest. The second I'm around my friends from New York or Mrs. Candles, it's funny. People go, Frank, you're from New York? You don't even sound like you have an accent. And I'm like, or an Italian accent, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you should hear me. As soon as I get down with Mrs. Candles and we start talking, all of a sudden we're like, hey, what the F is this? What are we doing over here? What are you talking about? Get the coffee. Like, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. They, like, literally disappears and then comes back. Now Frankie's looking mafia style. Let's go. Shout out French Toaster. Says FCGS, Frankie Candles Goat Service. Let's go. Frankie Candles Goat Airdrops. Let's get it. All right, let's see. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Said Robbie93 asks, hey, who is this guy? Where's Frankie? Is this the Frankie fake out? Shout out to Robbie93. It's me, bro. It's me. Trust me. Don't ask too many questions, but Frank's fine. I mean, I am Frankie. All right, let's continue on. Oh, Nikki94 Boo from Riverhead. Okay. Hey, Nikki, you were dang close to me. Let me tell you. I'm not gonna dox where I'm from, but I'm from the middle of the island. Not Middle Island, but I'm from like around the middle of Long Island, I'd say. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for that super chat, bro. He said, sorry, can you repeat that last 10 minutes was yeah. Creighton C says, sorry, can you repeat the last 10 minutes? I was hypnotized as soon as the hat came off. Shout out to Creighton C, bro. You're too funny. Thank you for the super chat. Look into my eyes, Creighton. Look into my eyes. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into the charts here, guys. So there's Rune. We are running out of time, so let me go ahead and I'm going to run through these pretty quickly. Let's see. ATOR. What is this? Let's check it. Adder Protocol. All right. Interesting. This looks like the opposite of a rug pull. This looks like a rug push. No, I'm kidding. I'm obviously joking. Typically, the rug pulls are just kind of like the scam coins have that stereotypical scam look. This is like scam coins oftentimes look like this, right? Just dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, right? And they never go up. They just go down. But this literally looks like the opposite of that. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly red dot dumped you. 5-day VWAP coming up. 3-day VWAP coming up. Daily. Kind of neutral there, if I'm being honest. 16-hour. Red dot looking to print. 12-hour red dot looking. Not really. Let's see. Where's your 8 hours coming down? Yeah, it is a little wonked out, the price action. I will be honest. Looks like it may be low liquidity. Money flow coming up on your 2-hour. This is it's an interesting chart. Looks manipulated, if I'm being honest. Let's see. Yeah, this thing is wonky looking, if I'm being honest. 90-minute money flow crossover into the green. No green dot in correlation here. Let's pull up the VPVR. Let's pull it up right here. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting chart. I don't know. Sounds fishy about this chart. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Kev Machine said, I bought Don't Buy Inu. What is wrong with me? It's in the name. Don't buy. I blame Little Bubble. Yeah, that's funny. I would probably buy Don't Buy Inu. That's pretty funny. That's a meme coin I would buy. Let's see. Scam Pump. Shout out to Savage Trades. Let's see. Shout out to Sam S. said, severely edutained by the edutainer. Are you not edutained? Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Sam. That's an OG right there. Okay, let's continue on. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, this is a weird looking chart. I like, this is hard. I mean, we could pull some fibs. I mean, I don't even know what to do here. This thing is very interesting. Respecting the golden pocket, that's nice. Let's see. Yeah, 6 hour, 8 hour, 10 hour, 12 hour, 16 hour daily, all looking to potentially cool off, right? So your next key level of resistance is going to be this 786 high volume node right about here. So we'll name it 786, and then we'll come in here and we'll go HVN, right? Boom. So that's your next level of support. If you continue down, I'd look for a bounce off that 786 high volume node. And yeah, money flow coming out on your daily, 12-hour money flow coming out, 10-hour money flow coming out, 16-hour money flow crossover into the red. Yeah, this is, yeah, I would say, yeah, this is, I'd be looking for moves down on this, to be honest. But again, this chart's really hard to read. I don't feel confident in that analysis, so just take that for what it's worth. It looks manipulated, in my opinion. But even if it's not, I would take this with a grain of salt. I don't feel comfortable, being confident in this TA. It's something weird about this price action. But all right, let's continue on here. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Oh, you said it's new. Yeah, it happens a lot with new coins. Shout out to Dave Digital. Were you a West Islip bad boy? Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. Not quite. I'm from around the Huntington area. Not from Huntington, but I'm from around there. From around one of those towns. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. Small world. Little did I know I'd be my YouTube live stream meeting someone that was like 20 minutes away from me. Crazy. Wild stuff. Rogue Gamer, we could check out Quant. But let me try to get through this list really quickly. A lot of these are meme coins, like very hard to do analysis on this stuff, right? Oh my God. Bonk, absolutely ballistic. This is crazy. When did this thing start pumping? October, just absolute insanity. Look at this thing. What is that? That's not what I wanted. Absolute insanity. Up 6,723% since October. There is not any other market where you can see these gains, guys. There's no other market that you can see these gains. With that being said, very hard to analyze something like this. So what I'll do here is I'll come up to the daily, and I'm just going to give you the support levels, right? And we'll look at market cipher B. All right, let's see. Let's pull that. Nah. Yeah, it's like there's no volume up here. Okay, so you know what I'll do? Let's pull a fib from the high to the low here. This is going to be a weird fib pull. Let's come here. Okay. Well, we can't do that then. All right. Well, I would be careful of a cool-off here, if I'm being honest. Right now, please understand, this is a meme coin, right? So this thing could literally say, oh, my God, there's a weekly bearish divergence confirmed. All the money flow is coming out. This thing looks like it's going to nuke to zero, and then it could just yeet up another 5,000%, right? So just understand that. But what I would do here is let's pull these fibs here. Bada boom. Okay, so if we come down, this is what I'd be looking at on Bonk, right? Potential support right here between whatever these numbers are, 56,081 and 37,048. So if you cool off, I would look for that golden pocket retracement down to here. Now, if you don't get that full retracement, right, I would also look at this golden pocket right here. From right here, between 68998 and 64392. So that is the support levels I'd be looking at. Now, on top of that, if you don't continue pushing up, you could form a daily bearish divergence. Your 16-hour bear div is currently printing. 12-hour bearish divergence looking to print soon as well. And then you have an 8-hour bear div printing as well. Check out that 30-minute money flow, kind of wonky. 24-minute money flow. Of course, it's all wonked out. So yeah, I would be careful with this. I'm not saying it's not going to go up. I'm just saying just be careful because like the TA just may get stepped on here because it's a meme coin, I believe, right? Bonk's a meme coin. But I mean, these are the coins that get the massive gains, right? So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Bonk, just some key levels of support and resistance, but kind of hard to do TA on a chart that's just going straight up, right? We need some kind of consolidation or market structure to actually find anything of use. So those are the support levels I'd be looking at if you do wind up coming down, and I wouldn't be surprised if you do cool off based off momentum coming out and price action coming up. All right, let's see. Jonathan Schaefer says BTC will retrace to 43,740, then look for it to come back down. Unless it surpasses the price, then it will pump more. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer, dropping some sauce in the chat. Let's go. All right, let's see. All right, let's check out Dogecoin. I'm going to, Lit, I don't even know. Like, is that a meme coin too? Yeah, this is probably a scam. And does not mean, I want to be clear, that does not mean that this isn't going to 400x. This could easily 400x, but doing analysis on this is kind of a waste of time in my opinion, right? Low liquidity, wonked out chart, right? But what I would say is, anytime I look at a meme coin and I say this is probably a scam, does not mean it won't go up. It's funny. People come, like we had someone come in the other day and was like, you said that this coin was a scam. How are you feeling about it now? And we checked the chart and it pumped. It's like, calling it a scam does not mean it's not going to go up, right? I always say this. I turn $150 into 15 grand with a scam, right? So you can make money on scams. You just got to pull your money before they do, right? So there you go. I just want to be clear about that. Like to be honest, especially if you don't have a lot of money to invest, your best chance at becoming a millionaire or getting rich overnight, which is much more unlikely than people realize in crypto. I am surrounded by so many crypto people. I know very few people. I don't know anyone who's gotten rich off of meme coin. I know they're out there. I've never personally met one, but you meet less people than you think that get rich in crypto overnight, right? Like it happens, but if you have a little bit of money, your best chance at getting massive gains is going to be in meme coins. But just understand, the real game there is getting in and getting out before they pull the rug, right? So you got to be really careful. So just because it's a scam does not mean that you can't make money with it, right? Unless it's like a honeypot, then you can't make money with it. But Zach Leroy said big time. Is that another meme coin? Let's see. For sure. Let's see. Big time Tether US. This chart looks a little bit healthier, to be honest. Let's see. Daily, let's see. 2-day. It's hard because there's not a lot of price history. That's the other thing with the meme coins, right? Like anybody can make a meme coin. You could literally make a meme coin in like 4 minutes. Like it's not hard, right? Like anyone can do it at any point, right? So these literally come out like very, very often, right? So they don't even have a lot of price history to analyze. So really you can only do short-term analysis on them, in my opinion, right? So 90-minute money flow coming out. That's definitely a little bit more bearish. Yeah, 2-hour money flow coming out. 3 and 4-hour money flow also coming out. But yeah, that's, we could pull this range real quick. Shout out to Sir Poops a lot. Shout out to you, bro. I like that name. We could check out AVAX. All right, locally you're coming down to a value area low. 1 hour, yeah, green dot looking to print. Green dot is printing here. You didn't tap your value area low yet. I would be careful. Like money flow just bing-bonging around. Very, very. Oh, big time is gaming. Okay, interesting. That's funny. It makes sense that it's not a meme coin because it looks healthier, right? Like it doesn't look like it's low liquidity or anything. Like this does look like a real chart. Okay, interesting. But yeah, this is just hard because there's not a lot of long-term price. It's probably new. There's not a lot of long-term price history, but what I could do here yeah, I'd be careful. It's hard for me to say what's going to happen, right? Because I can't look at these longer time frames. So, yeah, I could give you key levels, brother. I'll give you key levels. Very hard to predict exactly what is going to happen here, though. Is this going to let me delete this or what? What's going on? Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see here. God, I keep wanting to go up to the higher time frames. Let's see. Where's your full... Okay, so this definitely going to be... I don't know if you're going to pull all the way back down here, but key level between 44.5 and 47 cents. Other than that, I mean, let's pull up the VPVR really quick. Yeah, I mean, if you break the level you're at right now, probably going to be a pretty high chance you come down to this golden pocket. And if you lose that golden pocket, probably a high chance that you either come down to 36.5 cents or this 786 at about 33 cents. So there you go. That's what I would look at. But other than that, very hard to analyze this just because of the lack of price history. But there you go. I got to look into that big time. I keep hearing people talk about it. But there you go. Yeah, kind of hard. With the newer coins, it's very, very difficult. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Marcus Black. You're funny, bro. He says, you come here the day of my daughter's wedding, and you just ask, and you ask me to read some charts. Shout out to Marcus. Let's go. Shout out to the Godfather. Lit's a gaming coin too. Did we look at this already? This thing is, yeah. Or is this what we're just looking at, saying it was a meme coin? Someone said it was a meme coin. Did we look at this? No, we did not look at this. You got a daily bear dip on whatever this is. There you go. Higher highs on your price. Lower highs on your momentum waves. Bada boom. We'll take a look at AVAX right after this. Daily bear div printing. No guarantees that you're going to come down. Typically, though, that is a sign of weakness. 4-hour money flows. 1-hour money flow coming out. 30-minute money flow. Looking to cross over into the red. 8-hour red dot. Interesting. Yeah, you got a little bit more price history on this. So, yeah, daily bear div, you may cool off here. I would be careful, though. If you continue up, next level I'd be looking at is 0.076507. But I would be careful of a cool-off here. I would be careful of a cool-off here on the daily bear div, especially if it confirms. But, yeah, there you go. LITT, baby. Let's go. Yeah, Marcus Black said the chart father. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Mine comes out when I'm mad. Fibonacci alla vodka. It's funny, bro. It is funny that it is hilarious that you that we have like Fibonacci alla vodka. We got the Godfather in the chat. Too funny, man. But let's see. All right, let's see. You forgot about Bone. We can take a look at Bone. Bone and AVAX will be the last ones. Let's see. Pull a volume profile here. Okay, so Golden Pocket Value Area Low Confluence right here. Yeah, Golden Pocket, Value Area, Low Confluence. This is going to be a key level of resistance. You're pretty far away from it, but figured I would bring it up just because it's there. Now, yeah, a lot of these, I mean, Bone's been here for a while, but let's see. Kind of hard. This dump is a little bit weird. I'd watch this 786 as well. If you continue up, that's going to be a key level of resistance to look at. Let's see. We'll label this as 786. So, yeah, if we push up, I'd watch for that 786. Fresh money flow crossover on the 16-hour. Daily money flow looking for the crossover as well, but you are hitting that golden pocket. So be careful. Actually, it looks like you may want to pull. Oh, God. You got the bear divs here. I would be careful of a secondary push up into that 786, guys, if you don't get it. Yeah, I'd be careful of that 786 at about 98 cents. If you come up there, look for a rejection. If you don't, I would look for the rejection right here. You have a lot of bearish divergences forming here with money flow coming out. Bada boom. Bada bing. There you go. So, yeah, higher highs on your price, lower highs on your momentum waves. I would look for the correction to the downside if you do not go for the 786. Let's see. And then this is the area of support that I would look at if you do wind up getting a bigger correction to the downside, sitting between about 82 and 78 cents. Let's see. Zach says, legit team. Big game already launched. I'm not a gamer, but huge potential rumor Coinbase is going to list. Thank you for the TA, boss. Shout out to Zach. I appreciate you for being here, bro. No problem at all. I apologize. I couldn't do more detailed analysis. It's very, very it's very hard to do the analysis when there's like not a lot of price action because those higher time frames have a big reason on why I look for things to go a certain way. But yeah, shout out. I'll have to look at. I'll have to go ahead and look into that because I see people. A lot of people talking about it. All right, let's continue on here. That's what I'd be looking at on Bone. And then AVAX will be the last coin, guys. Let's check it out. Let me see. We have an AVAX chart somewhere. Come on. AVAX. Coinbase. AVAX. Oh, is that it? Well, value area. Look at the value areas getting. Oh, God. These things just get respected. I guess we could look at this, right? Let's see. Yeah, maybe we. All right, I guess we'll just have to start on. We'll just use the Coinbase chart. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. Come on, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so what I would be looking for here. Oh, actually, kind of similar to what we were looking at on right here. This is similar. I forget what we were looking at. We just looked at it today. We were looking at a we were looking at a small value area from a peak that was very, very, very close, or kind of very, very tight to itself. Let me go ahead and change this to what are we doing? Neutral. There we go. And then let me just mark out the POC so we know where the POC is. And there we go. Okay, so let me just label this POC, or POC, as some people like to say. Okay, so here we are. Again, just within the context of a volume profile, this is what I would be looking at. So if your value area low, your value area high, and come to a lower time frame. Yeah, so this is your key level, right? And we could actually pull a range here as well. Right, so you could look like local scalps could be had in that range. I wouldn't pay much attention to that, at least as of right now. Really what you're looking at on Avalanche right now is you want to see a move up into this range. You want to flip that value area low to support, get above the POC for a move up here to about 29.36, up to your value area high. However, are you going to get it? I don't know. Your money flow in your 45-minute is coming out. Do we have a red dot on the 12-hour? We do. It is confirmed, right? And it was just confirmed, probably while the money flow on the 45-minute was in the red. But yeah, that is kind of what I would be looking at, right? Like this would indicate more downside is likely to come in, right? So with that being said, let's check that 1 hour money flow as well. Not quite coming out just yet. 90-minute money flow is coming out. Let's check the daily. Let's see. Ooh, daily bear div into your key level of resistance. Will it come down? Let's see. Will it dump? Boom. Will it dump? There you go. So that is what I would be looking at right here with Avalanche, right? So not only did you put in the daily bear div, but you also put it into at a key level of resistance, guys. You put it in at that value area low / POC. You tapped it. Could be able to come down just a little bit. I would pull this fib here. Bada boom. Grab, oh, come on. Grab this as a level of support. Zoom in here. Just marking up the chart so when we come back here in a couple days, we can say, hey, this is what we were looking at. But this is exactly what I would look for. If you get that daily bear div, I would look for a potential move down into this blue box. I know it's not blue, but now it is. So that is what I would look for. If you do cool off, I would look for that daily bear div to pull you back into this golden pocket 786 retracement sitting at about 23.59 to 22.16. So there you go. That's basically what I'd be looking for. Be careful of that daily bear div. And shout out to whoever asked for AVAX. I actually wanted to take a look at this because I haven't had a chance to look at it today. But, guys, hold tight. This is actually a Frankie Candles first, and I'm going to explain why this is happening. It's nothing exciting. I have to go to the bathroom. But, guys, I got a new hydrogen water bottle. I don't know if you guys heard about all the hype about hydrogen water bottles. Dark Crash, I think, invented it. But I don't know. They're water bottles. They put hydrogen into your water. It's supposed to be super, super good to you or good for you. However, it has made me drink a lot more water, and I literally cannot continue. I have to go to the bathroom. I hate to make you guys wait. Everybody's probably going to leave. But while you guys are waiting, I'm going to throw the thumbnail up. I'll just leave the chart up. And I'll just play some music for you guys, and I will be back in like 30 seconds. Yeah, maybe we'll do one more coin just to so I could apologize. I don't know. I'll be right back, guys. Hang in there and enjoy the music. Here we go.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road, chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the product in store, I'm playing. I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse, yeah. You just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus, you not gonna shoot. I'm watching you do the camp base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time, I got my watch in the booth, yeah. They be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching fools ever standing like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off, yeah. It's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute.
Okay, we're back.
We
are back.
Friends. How
The
you
music
acting
is
like
still
mine?
playing.
Y'all need contentment. Y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions. That makes
Wow,
me
we didn't lose that many
question how you
people.
gonna handle a gift if you
Let's
don't know
go.
how to stew a blessing. You can't do it. You don't want to
Did you hear
don't
the
put your
flush?
hands to it. You know the circle shrunk. Fourth and
Come
fourth.
back with pasta sauce, you okay?
Do what I want. I do it for the
Yeah,
kingdom
what's
come.
wrong?
I ain't know that I was flowing. I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going
Oh,
for the
Mrs.
jugular
Candles must
make
be
no
watching the
one
live
debate.
stream.
But you seem to
I have
want
to go
it
to the
for
bathroom
free.
'cause
I
I'm
ain't
drinking too
doing
much hydrogen
video
water.
unless I'm gonna
It's
get
okay.
paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift. I ain't doing free
Huh?
shows. You can call me here again. You can
Oh,
call me
my
what
new
you
ones
want.
came.
It's really
Guys, I have a
absurd.
problem on
Doesn't
Amazon.
church.
I wanted to get a
Doesn't really mean
hydrogen
you don't have to
water
pay me
bottle.
what I want.
And yeah, is this done? Yeah, I wanted to get a hydrogen water bottle, and then I wound up ordering like 3 of them because I didn't know which one I wanted. And Amazon is dangerously easy to buy from. All right, let's take a look at Algo. I'm sorry I left you guys waiting. Shout out to Dave Digital. He says, now that was a short stream. Yo, Dave, why are you? I don't know what you do for a living, brother, but you should be a stand-up comedian, bro. You are genuinely a funny person, man. Shout out to Dave Digital. Yeah, it was a short stream. Nice and quick. But let's go ahead and check out Algorand as we have finally, I mean, not finally, this happened in November, but we have broken out of our bear market volume profile, and we are looking to go for higher prices. I'm actually going to check out Dogecoin as well, guys, so if you're into Dogecoin, you can stick around. Jonathan Schaefer says Frankie Candles doesn't actually pee. He just changes the bag strap to the stat. Yo. Jonathan Schaefer, how did you know that? He says he doesn't actually pee. He just changes the bag strap to his leg so he can stay in front of the charts. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. I love you, bro, but I'd appreciate it if you don't expose my deepest, darkest secrets. Tony D. Actually, Tony D had to go to the bathroom, and I had to get up to let him out of the cage. That is true. Shout out to Tony D. We did just slightly make his cage bigger. It was like 4x4. And that's 4 feet by 4 feet. But now we just made it 4 by 5. So he can actually kind of half lay down now. But anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. But let's see. MTV15 said, "Wait, dude is way too hyper." Shout out to you, bro. That is probably like the number one. Like it's not a hate comment, but it's like anytime someone does hate, they always try to go after the energy. They're like, "Dude, you stop being so energetic, bro. You're that's stupid." Not that you're saying that, bro. You just said he's way too hyper, which is arguably true. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Yeah, so Algorand breaking out of its bear market range. We have decisively broken out of here. We broke out, flipped it to support, got the break to the upside. What I want to do here is pull up that VPVR and analyze the volume and where everything is kind of sitting, right? So we are kind of sitting within this low volume gap. Next significant level of volume does come in at about 21 cents. Yeah, shout out to Logic said, "Thank you, Algo. You are a gentleman." Shout out to Logic Mindset. No problemo, brother. Shout out to Sam S. Have a good one, bro. Enjoy your night. Creighton C said, "Yeah, high energy is bad for you. You should be a slug." Creighton, I'm actually in the middle of getting that worked out. I am going to turn into a slug. But let's go ahead and continue on. But yeah, let's go ahead. So yeah, low volume gap, guys. Remember what we talk about when we look at these low volume gaps, right? So oftentimes you will see price move pretty quickly through these, right? You have a pretty generally quick move down, likely to have that general quick move up back to that next key level, which is that high volume node or high volume shelf of shelf of high volume is what I should call it. Sitting at 21 cents, right? 21.23. That is going to be your next key level of resistance, right? Now, here's the thing. If we pull our fib from this, whoops, I'm going to have to re-pull that. Bear with me. From your swing high. Whoops. All right, I guess I'll just do it manually. Yeah, from this swing high to the low, guys, you can see your golden pocket is right there. Perfect confluence with that high volume node. And then your 786 is coming in just above that, sitting at about 25.27. So, what are we doing here? Can I change this? No. Okay, that's weird. There we go, 786. So this will be the next key level of resistance I would be looking at on Algorand, next major level. So if we wind up continuing up here, which is likely, in my opinion, even if we cool off, it is going to be likely that we continue up through this low volume gap because of the low volume, right? Now, if you come up in here, that's where I'd expect a rejection or at that 786. So as of right now, in my opinion, Algorand is on its journey to 21 cents, in my own opinion. So there you go. 2-day VWAP or 2-day money flow just crossed over into the green. That would be good for the long term on Algorand. Potential bearish divergence looking to print. You are hitting somewhat of a high volume node right now, guys, so just be aware of that. Local pullback may not be unlikely. Try to see if we have a yeah, you do have this high volume node. Local pullback may not be impossible here, right? On top of that, coming down to the 4-hour, bearish divergence printing into that high volume node, right? So not impossible to pull back here locally. Lower highs, higher highs could get the pullback, right? But again, I would expect that to be a lackluster pullback before continuing back up to your higher prices, right? Getting closer to that target at about 21 cents. So there you go. And actually, even locally, I'll go a little further here. Right about there. Yeah. Deviation back to the low. Deviation back to the high. Deviation back to the low. Deviation back to the high. Deviation back to the low. Deviation back to the high. Deviation back to the low. Look at the volume profiles and how they are respected, guys. But really what I wanted to pull here was if you do wind up getting like a gigantic correction, which I don't think you're going to come back into this range here. Again, not the macro range down here, but this local range within here, right? So if you get a big correction, I would look at this value area high at 14 cents for some support. However, actually, Yeah, actually, I would look at this level. So these are the key levels if you pull back that I would be looking at for support, and not possible to reject with this 4-hour bear div. Bada boom, get the move down, and then eventually get a move back up to that target at about 21 cents. So let's go ahead and check out Dogecoin really quickly before we sign off. How are we at 2 hours and 13 minutes already? Why does this happen to me, guys? Why does this happen to me? I can't go short. I'm sorry. I don't know how. Actually, speaking of that, Tony D, if you could make a poll and ask people, guys, what do you think about potentially doing 2 live streams almost every day? And what I would have to do to make that happen, though, what I would have to do is potentially an hour make this 5:45 live stream 1 hour, and then take the other hour and do it in the beginning of the day. So that way we get 2 live streams, but they're an hour each. So you lose an hour on the nightly live stream, but I'll be honest, we do have a pretty big viewer fall off after an hour. So me and Tony D start to think to ourselves, like, are we wasting the energy? Because it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Not just the TA and all the work and preparation we have to do for these streams, but the emotional and energy exhaustion that comes from these is pretty heavy, right? So we would have to cut this short by an hour, and then do an hour in the morning, an hour at night. And then if we wind up doing 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night, it's whatever. But we would really aim for those to be an hour live streams. Dave Digital with the super chat, just laughing in my face, saying I'm going to do short live streams. Shout out to Dave Digital. I don't blame you, bro. I'd laugh at me too if I heard me say that. Yeah, let me know. Tony D, throw that poll up in the chat, and let's see what the people think. There we go. I just saw him close the thing. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and continue on. All right. Let's see. So yeah, as you guys know, we did break out of our volume profile on Dogecoin before flying into this low volume gap. And if we are able to maintain support above this level, we could wind up seeing a bigger move up into either the top of this purple box, but really what we're looking for is a move into this value area low at 13 cents. Other than that, nothing has really changed on Dogecoin, if I'm being quite frank with you, right? So there you go. That's really what I'd look for. Other than that, money flow crossovers on the higher time frames look good. Really all we're waiting for here on Dogecoin is to hold above this key level of support, which is your doorway to higher prices, sitting right here at about 0.09094. And yeah, that is that's what we're looking for. That is going to open up the door to potentially come up to your 13-cent level. Same thing we were looking at yesterday. So pretty simple. Not a lot to do here on Dogecoin. So there you go. All right, let's see. Let's say, shout out to Rogue Gamer said, you're legit, Frankie. Shout out to Rogue. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have no reason to be not legit. I don't ever try to be something I'm not. I simply see no point in that. I see people being something that I know they really aren't, and it just looks so exhausting. Like, it's so much easier to be yourself. Like, I don't care if people think I'm too high energy. I don't care if people think I'm on drugs. I don't care if people think I'm, like, too nice or whatever. I don't care. It'd be so much more exhausting for me to, like, try to pretend to be something else, right? So I just take that to heart, guys. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Find out who you are and just be that person. And don't change for anybody. Don't change for anybody. And don't let anyone try to change you, right? Don't let that happen. But anyway, let's see. Guys, we're very trusting here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel, right? I got tricked. My trust bit me in the butt a little bit, right? I trusted somebody in the Discord. I pulled up their video, and they showed something on camera. And but did that change me? Did that make me less nice? Did that make me not want to help the Candle Mafia? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I want to help you guys more now. But anyway, shout out to Dave Digital, said 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you tomorrow morning. Shout out to Dave Digital with the parachute emoji. Shout out to Dave Digital, bro. You're funny, man. You're funny. But guys, with all that being said, good to have the positive energy. Shout out to DJ TaylorMade. Absolutely, bro. Why have negative energy? I don't. There is plenty of there's plenty of room. Like there's a place for everybody, right? Like there's a place for the positive guy in crypto. There's a place for the bullies of crypto. There's a place for the negative Nancys of crypto. There's room for the bears. There's room for the bulls. But I'm not going to pretend to be anything else other than me. And I guess that just happened to be the genuine positive YouTuber. I don't know. I'm just doing me. So shout out to you guys. But I couldn't be me without the CandleMafia. That's for dang sure. But let's see. Yeah, Nikki94 Boo said I was there for it. It was hilarious. It was one of our record-breaking streams too. I would love to know who that was. I would bet money I knew that person. I would bet money I knew that person. I have a very high suspicion. I haven't really thought about this in months, but I have a very high suspicion that was not a random troll. I really don't. But anyway, you guys never know. We do have spies all over the place. But anyway, let's see. All right, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. We are at 2 hours and 20 minutes as I'm sitting here trying to say that we're going to do 2 1-hour streams a day. But let's go ahead and start spinning that wheel of pain and pleasure and see if we can get some giveaways here. How many likes did we hit? Let's see. Smash that like button. Last chance to get them in for the 850 like goal. I don't know if we're close to that or way off. But if we get 850, we're giving away a free month of the – or no, if we get 850 – we're giving a free month of the $150 worth of XRP. I can't talk. You can tell that I've been live streaming for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Okay, what are we going to? The wheel. There we go. Brain function just was like peaking, and now it's just absolutely nuking. All right, let's go ahead and spin that dang wheel here. Spin numero uno. Tony D said check the poll. I think we should go with the 16% option. Let's see. Not give Tony D a raise. Give Tony D a bigger cage. Shout out to Tony D. Oh, God, it's 18%. Okay. You know what's funny, guys? Wow. People looking for that second stream, huh? Woo, baby. We would have to all right. I mean, it's funny because I would actually kind of like that. I would actually kind of like that. Because it would give me an extra hour of my night back, which would likely be spent on the charts anyway. But you guys get like kind of a double dose, right? Like I feel like a 2-hour live stream, like a 2-hour live stream is pretty long, especially for TA. And the thing is like you can only look at so many altcoins, right? Because like eventually like a lot of them follow Bitcoin, right? So a lot of the stuff winds up looking the same. I would much rather look at something in the morning and then give the whole day for price action to move, and then we could check in again at the end of the day. So if you haven't voted on that poll, please vote on that poll, Mafia, because it's going to really give us insight into what we should do. We are looking to change up the content schedule a little bit here. We have some new projects coming in that we're looking to do, some big things for you guys that you're going to really enjoy. And we're just looking to change up the content schedule moving into next year. As the bull market approaches, we really want to hit the ground running and start pumping out a ton of content. So that will really be our insight into whether we should do these 2 streams or just keep the 2-hour time slot. So there you go. You also don't really get much from us during the day unless we do a market update. When we only do those when price is like crazy. So let us know. Tony D said, give us 7 to 10 business days to start the new schedule. Shout out to Tony D. Dave Digital, thank you for the super chat. He says, wasn't me and that other creator. Is it funny? Shout out to Dave Digital. I don't know if I get that. I don't know if I understand that, bro. Crypto, shout out to Dave. Let me know. Don't super chat again, but just let me know in the chat what you meant by that. Shout out to Crypto Pollo said, Frankie, so tomorrow 11 a.m. Got it. Shout out to Pollo. But give him a giveaway, baby. Let's go ahead and spin it again. See, Doge said, Dogs said, is the guy going to shut up? We have to pee, Mom. What kind of dogs you have, Nikki? Let me know. Dogs are my religion. People ask me, Frank, are you a religious guy? My religion is just dogs. I believe dogs are the superior being. Oh, we got 800 likes, guys. 50 more likes, and we give away $150 in XRP. Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Creighton C, who is the like police. Hashtag free Tony. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Let's go. 4x5, but I'm really fixing for 6-6. Shout out to Tony D. Let's see. Get Tony out of the cage to help you. Let's go. I will spin the wheel 15 times here for the 800 likes. Oh, you got 2 pitties. Let's go. Some of my favorite breeds. Number 1 favorite breed by a long shot. Probably biased because I've hunted with them my whole life. German short-haired pointers are my favorite dogs, hands down. I've had pits. Another one of my favorite breeds. Some of the sweetest dogs I know are pit bulls. Oh, my God. Giant teddy bears. And Great Danes. I've never had a Great Dane, but I've known Great Danes in my life. They are special dogs. They don't live long, though. It breaks my heart. But yeah, Cousin Ken Bumpet said, can you do TA on cages? Thinking I might invest if you're going to keep upgrading his cage. Shout out to Cousin Ken Bumpet, bro. You're funny, dude. Let's go. Got a new dog this weekend. Chocolate Lab Pitty Mix. A lab pit mix. Let's go. Probably adorable. Shout out to RPM 87. Pet your dog and let them know good boy or good girl from Frankie Candles. Literally, yeah. Yo, shout out to Rogue Gamer. Said, let's finish with Quant Chart. Let's do a 3-hour special. Listen to me. RPM. I'm going to do, who said that? Where'd that go? I don't know where that chat went. Where'd it go? Oh, shout out to Rogue Gamer. Stick around for the Frankie fake out. If you think that I won't go 3 hours, you are sorely mistaken, my friend. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Rogue Gamer. But seriously, though, stick around for the fake out. Maybe we will take a look. Now I know why I like you, dog lover. Yeah, the Frankie Candles YouTube channel is, I like cats too. That's my thing. I'm not one of those dog lovers that hates cats. I've had good cats in my life too. But if I had to pick, dog guy way over a cat guy for sure. But I do like cats too. Like Tony D's got the best cat ever. Bear is the man. He's like a dog in a cat's body. He really is adorable. But let's see. Dark Crash said, I voted wrong. I hope you keep it the same. Love hanging out when I finish work. Always a joy. Shout out to Dark Crash. Well, the good thing is if we did wind up doing the 2 1-hour streams, this stream would probably wind up just still being 2 hours, if I'm being honest. But those nights where I wanted to do a short stream may be a little bit easier for me to palate, knowing that I already gave content during that day. My problem is I want to endlessly give content. I just want to keep going. And I have to balance that with understanding that I'm a mortal human being. So it's a really hard balance. So we're trying to figure out how I can put out as much content without absolutely destroying my body. So, but we'll try, Dark Crash. Your input definitely holds weight. So shout out to you. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 giveaways out of 15. Not the worst hit rate, not the best hit rate either. Tony D said, Frankie Candles, as you said that, Bear came and plopped on my lap. He's the cutest boy ever. He heard his Uncle Frankie calling him. Shout out to Bear. If you're listening to me, Bear, you're a good boy. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for hanging out till the end of the stream. We still got about 500 people in here. Smash that like button on your way out. 850 likes. We will give away $150 in XRP tomorrow night for the giveaways. And with all that being said, it's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys next time. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. Do you guys remember when I used to wear my hat backwards all the time? Haven't done it in quite a while. But guys, I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time. You know the rest. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay up. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay up. Felt like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the product in store. I'm playing. I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse. Yeah, you just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus. You not gonna shoot. I'm watching you do the camp base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time. I got my watch in the booth. Yeah, they be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching fools ever standing like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off. Yeah, it's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need contentment. Y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question how you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to stew a blessing. You can't do it. You don't want a dream chase, you don't put your hands to it. You know the circle strong, 4th and 40, got a pun. No, I don't do what I want, I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing, I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the jugular, mate, the one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift, I ain't doing free shows. You can call me here again, you can call me what you want, it's really absurd. Just because you're the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I am worth.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. You left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. You left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's when you really gon' need me.
Well, guys, I think we're going to have to do some quant TA here. And also, somebody said, feel free to send us on a raid. And I just found out that our friend Piano Matty B is live right now. It looks like they're doing dueling pianos, so we're going to raid them tonight. So shout out to Piano Matty B. But, guys, let's go ahead and check out. I'd raid Tino if he was live, but because he raided us, but he's not live. But right now, guys, on Quant, what I'd be looking at here is look at that 2-day money flow. 2-day money flow, looking to cross over into the green. Now, you got to be careful as you're putting higher highs in on your price action with lower highs on your momentum waves could cause a little bit of a pullback. However, once that money flow crosses over into the green, it's going to be likely that this uptrend will continue. If it does continue, the next target for Quant, in my opinion, the next serious target would be, just in the grand scheme of things, would be to make it from this value area low. We've gotten past the POC. Maybe we get a little bit of a pullback. Maybe we test the POC as support again. Maybe even the value area low as support again. But once that money flow crosses over into the green on the 2-day, it would indicate the longer-term trend will continue up. Green money flow crossover on the daily as well. Could this be the start of our journey up to this value area high, sitting at about about $134? Potentially, in my opinion, I think it cocould be, but it will take time. But I do think, just in the grand scheme of things, that's what I'd be looking at on Quant. And I'm just going to do the long-term analysis here for you guys. I'm not going to go down into the lower time frames because we really got to hop off here. This might be a record stream for length. But there you go. That's what I'm looking for. Watch out for a short-term pullback. But eventually, it looks like as long as we stay over that POC, we could start our move up to that value area high. And by the way, guys, we did go ahead and hit that dang 850 likes. So we're going to be giving away $150 of XRP on tomorrow's live stream. So stick around for that and tune into the live stream tomorrow if you guys want to win. And with all that being said, go show Piano Matty B that CandleMafia love and let him know what we're all about. Send him my love and tell him Frankie Candles loves him. And he's killer at guitar. That's all I got. Guitar? Did I just say guitar? I mean, he might be able to play the guitar. I wouldn't be shocked. But the piano, I know the difference between a piano and a guitar, guys. I swear. Anyway, with all that being said, guys, I'll see you next time. Tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, yeah, you about to see me on demand, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal